All right, 6:02 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt and Sprague on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 The Fan and The Fan Sports Network. Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody.
What is happening?
It is February 19th already.
What the hell happened, man?
Like 10 days left of the month, and we're in the spring break month.
Spring break, dude. It's almost here. You know, it's right around the corner. Summer. It's almost here, baby.
I know.
Sunshine, longer days.
Glorious.
Warm weather.
Well,
it's all almost there.
Or snowstorms.
Or potentially snow in April.
Because we had summer in January.
Dude, I got to admit, I was a little bummed this morning. Like, certainly we don't love having everything affected for days on end by winter storms. Like when you get the ice, it's terrible. Nobody wants to deal with it. Not having a single flake to wake up to this morning was a bit of a bummer.
Were
for
we
me.
supposed to?
We were not supposed to.
I
but
saw
there was
Seaside did.
There was the chance that it could happen, and then I think it shifted in the last day, and it ended up being more coast or northern. Above 500 feet, they got snow. Like, I haven't seen a flake yet this year, man.
We had about
not a single flake.
We had 15 minutes of it in Happy Valley
Did
randomly in the evening time.
Yesterday or recently?
No, this is about like 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
Probably 3 weeks ago.
So you're looking out the window and you're like, hey, look at that. Snow's falling. All right.
I was actually at a Les Schwab. Guy's like, hey, it's snowing. You going to be okay? And I'm like, what?
What?
Went outside, coming down, and like 10 minutes later it stopped.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Like, this one was it was never going to get below freezing. So even if we got snow, it was just going to be a little slush on the ground.
Might be a little sloppy.
Just you wake up, you see some white on the grass, you know, it falls, makes you feel warm and fuzzy, and you go about your day and nothing's really that impacted, and we got nada, man. There's nothing.
As a child, was waking up to snow and your parents like waking you up a little later than usual, and you're like, what's going on?
Wait, why am I at school right now?
And then you get out, you see the windows, like
nothing better.
Is that a top 3 childhood school-related feeling?
Yes,
especially when you're not when you're not really sure it's coming.
Yeah, when it surprises you. It's like it dumps and there's 3 inches, and Portland's going to shut down on 3 inches.
Yeah, my brother and I were never that way. We would wake up early and then like look out the window. Like we wouldn't sleep the night before reported snowstorms, and like every 2 hours you're like, is it snowing? Is it snowing? Is it snowing? Looking out the window.
Oh, you guys were that?
Oh,
huh?
we were that way all night, and then it would be a bummer. You'd wake up, half the time the next morning it'd be this. There'd be maybe there's no school, and then you wake up.
I'd wait for the phone to ring. Back in the day when
that's how they used to have to do it.
So, because when your dad's a public school teacher, he's going to get notified.
Oh, he's going to get an early call, too.
We're 2 hours late, or nope, we're closed.
Right.
Now, I had a number of days because in Lake Oswego School District, there were 2 tests. And it was Lake Ridge High School and Uplands Elementary. And if the buses could not get up those hills for whatever reason,
scrap it.
District closed.
Yep, not doing it.
So I had snow days and no snow.
Yeah, we had a couple of those at Park Rose, though. If there was a threat of snow.
Yeah.
You ain't coming in.
We had one of those when I was in high school. I'll never forget it. It was supposed to be the big bomb cyclone snowstorm, and we didn't get a single flake. And they canceled it the night before, just out of abundance of caution. And I'll never forget having the day off school looking around. I think it ended up being a relatively sunny day. It's like 28 degrees and sunny.
It never dropped.
There was nothing on the ground. We're like, I guess we don't got to go to school today. This is kind of cool.
I mean, it's great to miss school, but then there was the occasional rare it snowed right before first recess days at school.
Yeah.
And so, like, we didn't get out early because they weren't sure how much snow was going to happen.
Right. Is it a dusting? Are we getting 5 inches?
But that first recess when it was snowing, bet your bottom dollar we went out and played football.
You're grabbing a football. You're going out into the field, and that's what you're doing.
Football, man.
There's nothing better than kids' snow football.
Nothing.
Kids' snow football is undefeated from now until the end of time.
You feel like such a superstar when you catch a touchdown pass in the snow.
Yes, you do.
Oh, so great.
You just go back into class.
And everybody comes back in
muddy.
And you are
soaking wet.
Yeah. Dude. It doesn't matter, though. You don't care. There's no hypothermia for kids. You'll be fine.
We used to. I don't even know. I guess I'd think about my kids' class because I don't know how it looks, but we used to, like, if we played in wet or snowy conditions, because we played football seemingly every recess.
Yes.
We would come in, and we would all go stand next to those slanted heaters next
warm
to the
up.
windows just to dry our clothes. And the teachers would let us. They'd be like, go ahead. Yeah, your pants are wet.
You guys look miserable right now. You got to sit in this class for the rest of the day. Go dry yourself off, you heathen.
Not miserable, Mrs. Springer.
No.
I scored 2 tutties out there. The Niners beat the Cowboys.
I was Jerry Rice out there the entire time. I was 7 catches, 242 yards, and 2 tuds. They couldn't stop me all day, man.
Unbelievable, man.
In
I'm going to
terms
the league.
Like, kid feelings for me were all, like, number one was Christmas morning undefeated. Christmas morning is number one, big board. Nothing will ever top it. Number 2 for me, snow day. Kids' snow day school.
So, snow day, you're out of school for a day or whatever.
Yes.
Beats field day,
Yes.
a.k.a. it's the last day.
It does. For me, it did.
Really?
And then I would go last day of school, number 3.
Okay.
Last day of school was always special, and you didn't care. Nobody cared. And, you're eating popsicles, and you're outside all
But
day.
field day was always sunny.
Field day was always great.
And
I'm not anti-field day.
Like,
I
I
know.
don't have anything to do for the next
Got
2
that little
months.
cardboard thing and ribbons stapled all
These
over
are
it.
different events
We're playing
and
Red
stuff.
Rover. We're doing the big, the parachute, tuck it under your butt,
Run under the parachute.
Yeah.
Run out of the parachute.
play all the games.
But it was the idea, like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I don't have to go to school. That's a great feeling, but there's nothing better than waking up and realizing it's a Tuesday. I was supposed to go to school today, and now I'm off. I got nothing to do. And I had a parent who was a teacher, so anytime our school was closed, like, there wasn't any sort of, like, hang up, what are we going to do with the kids all day? The mom was off, so she'd just hang out at home.
Did she hang with you?
I mean, for most snow, depending on the age, like when we were younger, but by the time you got to like middle school, high school, it's like, see you later. I'll be home at dinner time. We're going to go play in the snow all day.
I didn't have that option, so like 4th grade snow day was glorious.
Yeah, right.
I got to eat whatever I wanted,
You're pigging out.
which was usually eggs and Twinkies.
Yeah, all day.
And then
Breakfast 4 times and 18 Twinkies.
we're walking the neighborhood for like 7 hours.
Yes.
Meeting up with the gang. Like we're getting into some mischief
Where
here.
are we going today? We'll all meet at the park. All right, we'll go from there. Just mob around the neighborhood.
We're going to Knott Park today.
I'm going to go throw snowballs at cars that drive
Yep.
by. Like, that was what you did when you were a kid.
So good.
And nothing beat it, man. So I feel bad for all the kids who were robbed of that experience today.
My mom used to have like probably, I'm trying to think, it probably was like 2 feet tall, but in the moment felt like half my height, right? A plastic Coke bottle. And all she would do is if she found coins, she would dump them in the plastic coin bottle.
Slot in the
huge
cap.
slot.
Yeah.
Like you could put cash in the slot.
Sure.
And so she'd put like $1 once. You put a lot of change, and it was like 25% full. Which at that point, that's a lot of money for us.
That's not bad.
Man, when we had snow days and she was gone,
You bust into that
I'll
thing.
bust that thing open. I'd steal like $10.
Let's go get some stuff today,
we
boys.
have. I think the market is still there. It is a tiny, tiny market. I mean, when I walk in now, I'd probably feel like a giant in it. And it was just called the little store.
Yeah, you go to
And
everybody's got a little store in the neighborhood.
And
Yep.
we just went there. We bought a box of donuts. We bought drinks. Snow days were amazing.
Sodas,
man.
candy bars.
Yeah.
You just buy the most unhealthy things you could
Yep.
possibly grab, and you
Yep.
pig out the rest of the day.
And then she wasn't going to be home till almost dark, so
No.
we'd get home and she'd be like, "What'd you do today?" I'm like, not much.
just kind of hung out, watch TV.
I knew she wouldn't be able to tell I stole $10 of coins out of that Coke can.
That's another way where kids are totally screwed now. We got like tracking devices on them. Everybody's got Ring cameras, so if you leave the house, you get an announcement on your, like, there's a phone update. Hey, where you going? I just saw you leave on the Ring camera.
Yeah.
You can't hide, dude. Big Brother's everywhere now.
Yeah. And also, like, if your kid has like my middle schooler has a phone, and we felt like uneasy about that. And, we from time to time, like, hey, put the phone down.
Put the phone down.
Been in for like 30 minutes straight.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, sorry.
Long time.
Snapped you out of it. She calls me yesterday in the middle of the day, which doesn't happen because the phones are not allowed.
Right, in
Oh,
school.
no, you sick? What's going
No,
on?
surprisingly, nobody's gotten sick yet, knock on wood, because my youngest is sick. But she calls me, and I'm answering, and I'm like, what's up? She FaceTimes me. She walked out. Her school had, like, a protest. And so she calls me on the street.
In the middle of the protest.
But, like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, why is she calling me? This doesn't happen ever.
Yeah, not a normal thing.
And she calls me and tells me what's going on, shows me, like, the video of the kids walking out. And I'm like, is everything okay? And she goes, well, we had an old guy say something to us. And I'm like, oh, of course. What'd he say? And she explained it, but I couldn't hear it. So she gets home, and I go, well, what did he say? And she's like, he just said something weird, like, you might be protesting this, but Jesus Christ isn't.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's what he said?
That was the holler out, huh?
She was like,
That
yeah.
was the
and he
criticism?
yelled something else, and I'm like, what a loser. What a loser to see children just walking up a sidewalk.
And we're not talking about adults in a protest
Good
here,
God.
like blocking downtown
No,
streets
they
and
were-
like, hey, I got to go to work. Can you get out of my way?
Yeah.
We're talking about kids who are trying to be involved in issues.
They were barely
they're middle
outside
school.
of the school. They were on the sidewalk in front of the school.
12-year-olds, dude, calm down, all right?
She was like, one old lady at least was offering hugs for all the kids. And I was like, well,
Hey.
that's nice.
There you go.
Stay away from the crazy old guys. They're bound to do anything. And she's like, I will. I'm next to a teacher.
Yeah, get out of
And
there.
I'm like, good for you. So that's what they do when they're in school.
Hey, at least you got to call in the middle of the day, and it wasn't for some sort of bad reason, because my
Yeah.
head would go exactly where your head went of like, wait a minute.
Why are you
Why
calling
the hell
me?
is my phone ringing in the middle of a school day?
You got to
right
answer
now?
that phone call now.
You have to. There's
Yeah.
something that's probably wrong. Oh, no, look at that. Nothing wrong. Positive surprise.
Thankfully, it was okay.
Nice
but,
little outcome of the story.
Yeah, it ended up being okay.
And how about a PSA when you're driving around? Don't yell at 12-year-olds. How about that?
It was one period, by the way. It was like 20 minutes.
It's not that big of a deal.
Like
We're in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'll survive missing
Clearly
one
children.
period of middle school. I think they'll
Yeah.
be okay.
I think you start harping at children about God and what side God to be on. I think you've lost the plot a little bit.
Dude, every time I'm in Eugene, I see one of those. There's one at every game. I don't know if it's the same guy always because I don't pay that much attention to him. Like, has he ever converted anybody? The guy with the public speaker and the microphone
Yeah.
and the mega, like he's
Look,
yelling and
you want to hold a sign
you're
that
going
just
to hell.
says, love God. All the power to you.
Absolutely.
It's the megaphone thing.
You're
where-
burning for eternity.
Yeah, it's like
Whoa, bro! I'm just trying to go to a football game right now.
right. And I've been having this question for a long time. We had somebody like this at Disneyland. Like right outside of the Disneyland, and everybody's like, "Go away!"
This is the happiest place on earth. Our kids want to, like, you have no idea how much our kids will look forward to this. You're ruining the experience for everybody.
Also, the recruitment message, like,
Yeah.
there's got to be a new way to create a more enticing message than, Minnie Mouse wearing a skirt. She's gonna burn forever. What?
Mini skirt's too short, huh?
I guess
we
dude.
didn't quite measure the
6-inch
appropriate
heels.
length. This is 1942 public beaches. We got to get a 4-inch measurement of how long your swimsuit could be.
Look, believe what you want to believe, and be honest about it. That's great, but it's like, what is the conversion rate?
It's 0.00000001%.
It has to be zero, right?
Like, there's maybe 3 people in the history of the megaphone guy that have been like, you know what? I've been thinking.
right.
I was worried about going to hell,
Right.
and you just snapped me out of my I'm not even going to the football game anymore. I'm going to stand out here and yell at people with you.
The guy on acid hearing you might go, oh my goodness, you're right. And I see it right now.
I took way too many shrooms before this game.
That might be the conversion
I'm
we're talking
seeing
about.
the fiery hell right now.
I've never seen a single person
No.
go up and talk to those people.
The only thing that happens is people yell, and then there's altercations, and then it just becomes a scene, and it's like, what are we doing
You
here,
just
man?
walk right past it,
Just
man.
ignore
Like, all right, there
Act
you go.
like they're not there. Like, it's kind of it's like when you're on a bus and there's a crazy, homeless person on there. Just ignore him, dude. Don't pay attention to him. Act like he doesn't exist. Get off at the next stop.
How is he standing? I don't know. He looks like a Mortal Kombat character right now, but
somebody needs to finish him.
there's something power. Yeah, something needs
Why
to
is nothing
It
finished
will.
him?
It will.
That'll get him.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it'll happen.
All right, I'm going to put a poll question on that. What was your favorite of the three? Field day, AK last day.
Field day, snow day, Christmas day. I think we take Christmas day out.
I think Christmas Day's
yeah.
out. It's a
what was the
holiday.
better day of the two? The snow day or field day last day of school?
The random missing of a snow day
Yes.
or the last day of school. Yeah.
Nothing was better, too, when you would wake up not knowing how long it was going to be, and then you're like, dude, we might get a week
When
off
you
here.
got like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, buddy.
Amazing.
Extra vacation.
So good.
Let's go.
Well, we got a lot to get to today, and it is a loaded show. Let's get it going. We'll start. Dirt's representing it. Let's talk about it. We'll get to that coming up next. Start the show that way. Dirt and Sprague with you. 105.1 The Fan.
1080 AM.
Kenny Albert on the call, NBC Sports. Much like Canada, USA survives a scare against Sweden yesterday. Quinn Hughes in overtime wins it for the old US of A as they advance now for Slovakia. But that one was...
I love that song, by the way, with that play-by-play clip. That was fantastic. We didn't mean to do that. That was totally
timing,
random.
Man. Just timing.
Yeah, hey, kind of fit. I like
Sums
it.
up America, to be honest with you.
We love those Tigers, dude.
Yeah,
Joe
we do.
Exotic's out there winning gold, baby.
Biggest guy during COVID, Joe Exotic.
He was.
But USA survives and advances.
They did.
I think that's the best way to describe it. Survive and advance. That's what
Dude.
USA and Canada did yesterday.
That was a white-knuckle ride. The Canada won right after we got off the air. It was funny, a backstory on that. I still do the Winterhawks podcast, and it comes out every couple weeks for those interested in some minor league hockey content, and it's fun to interview the players and all that. The two guys I was supposed to have on the podcast yesterday are their two players who were both from Czechia. And they played in the World Juniors, so they just represented Czechia in December. They were just playing in an international tournament because they do this, international play all the way from youth through the Olympics. And so they sent a text as we got off the air because we were supposed to tape around 10:15, and they were like, can we hold off on doing this right now? Because I think we got off the air and there was 6 minutes left in the third period or something along those lines. And it was a tie game or they were down by one, whatever the case was. And so they were like, can we hold off? And I'm like, yep. And then the game ended relatively quickly in overtime. And then they had to come on and do an interview about all their Canadian teammates giving them a hard time because Canada survived. The other irony was that Czechia had 6 guys on the ice when they tied the game, and it went completely uncalled and unnoticed. I didn't even notice it in real time. Should have been a penalty. Game should have been over in regulation. The USA game was bonkers, dude. It was wild. Scoreless halfway through the second period. They finally take a lead. I didn't love the way they played in the third period. It felt pretty conservative, let's just try and hold on to the lead and not try and be aggressive and score. Backfires, Sweden scores. And when you get to 3-on-3, it just takes
Anything
one.
goes.
It's just wide open. One shot can end the game immediately. And for them to find a way to win, that would have been a disaster to lose in the quarterfinals to Sweden.
Coincidentally, you mentioned that, the 3-on-3 part of it, which...
I can't, look, we already had a message from one of our P1s saying I love 3-on-3. It's certainly entertaining. It's an abomination is what it is. For overtime hockey, it is an abomination. In this level, regular season games, no problem. Pool play, no problem. We don't need to play 3 extra periods and have this thing go forever. It's similar to the runner on second. I know you're going to counteract this. The runner on second in the regular season, right? It's game 47. I don't need this game to go 18 innings. If this is game 6 of the World Series, I'm not putting a guy on second base to start extra innings.
Is it different?
It's insanity.
In the gold? I don't know this.
No, it's all the way
different
through.
In the gold medal game?
All the way through.
Because when you have 4 quarterfinal matchups, I understand they can't get too far off schedule because they only have 2 rinks.
Sure. Keep playing the game, man.
I've come to the conclusion...
You're a 3-on-3 guy?
If hockey was 3-on-3, I'd watch.
It's because it's easier to follow what's going on.
Part of it, I think you get more points. I like.
You would
points being
definitely get
scored.
more scoring, because there's open spaces everywhere.
I wanted USA to win yesterday, right? But I'm watching this, and right before we scored, Sweden took it down, and they had a nice look, and they didn't capitalize. And then coincidentally, we go down, and they got it right off the post.
It's all about winning a face-off and possessing the puck, because once you have it in 3-on-3, you can't. If you could be overly aggressive, then there's a 3-on-2 the other way.
Look, I'm wrong. So hockey guy doesn't need to get mad at me. I'm not the target demo for this.
Sure.
3-on-3 is far more exciting for me as a non-diehard hockey guy, and I'm not anti-3-on-3 hockey.
It is
I did like
a chaotic way to end a game, but you know what's coming.
Overtime was 10 minutes rather than 5.
So in pool play they did 5 minutes and then do a shootout. Now that we're in quarters, semis, and gold medal, they're going to go 10 minutes of 3-on-3.
But isn't chaotic for a medal and for advancing, isn't chaotic the most fun way to do that?
I certainly understand the argument, and I think there's a lot of people that agree with you. We already had listeners saying that was so much fun.
That was great.
Definitely entertaining. To me, it's not real hockey.
I get it. No,
so
I
you're
get it.
deciding the most important games.
You don't need to argue with us. We understand.
Think of the NBA Finals getting to, and this is a bad example because they wouldn't do it in the NBA, but Olympics gold medal game, and you go to overtime against France, and all of a sudden it's 3-on-3 basketball.
Well, the Olympics did have a half court.
I know they did, but I'm saying in the normal, it's now all of a sudden it's LeBron, Steph, and KD versus Wembanyama, whoever.
I'm in.
It's
I'm
not
in.
real basketball. This isn't,
I
why are
mean,
we deciding it this way?
Would Wemby guard Steph in that instance? Would he guard LeBron?
He can guard
I'd have a lot of
basically
questions.
anybody. Just stand him out at the 3-point line with his hands up.
The
You
only
can't shoot
I
over
would
him.
say
Yeah.
for the gold medal, you play 5-on-5 till somebody scores.
It's gonna suck if you get to a gold medal and that's like it's just so
it
fluky.
goes
They
down to
want
a
to face
shootout.
off, and there's just just wax. Like if you go 10 minutes without scoring, then you go to a shootout, and that's how you decide a gold medal. Keep playing.
Do you hate the shootout worse or more than the 3-on-3?
I hate deciding it on a shootout more than I hate deciding it on 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I understand you got to schedule. You got to keep. It's really tight.
But I mean, they
You
do the
gotta
World
keep
Cup
things
like
moving.
that, right? Like, there's big events that do ends on shootouts, right?
Yeah.
Penalties.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
isn't that the way all soccer goes in that level, though? Like you play your extra time.
Yeah, you play the extra
Full
time
extra
in the
time.
knockouts.
And then you go, if nobody scored after that,
Right.
full extra time. Like if you want to tell me you play 5-on-5 hockey for 20 minutes, you get one extra period, an overtime period.
And then you do a shootout?
And then you're like, all right, I'm still not a huge fan of it, but it's a little more understanding of like how much are you going to put these guys' bodies through? This isn't their team and their profession.
Sure.
Or you get what I'm saying. Their
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
representing their country. Like that I can understand a little bit.
Yeah, it's a tournament. At some point, you have to declare a winner in
Got to
some
decide
fashion.
who won the game. Because you can get hockey games in 5-on-5 and overtime that go a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get tired and it's hard to create space and it just becomes a rock fight.
Yeah, I didn't want to text this into the group chat, but my takeaway was, honest to God, I think I would really legitimately follow and watch hockey
The 3-on-3.
if it was 3-on-3.
So we need our.
Which is
That's how
not
they
something I
do-
thought I'd
That's how
have.
they do their All-Star game setup now.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm never going to watch the All-Star game.
No, it's just
All-Star games are terrible.
Yes.
All of them.
That's why the NHL dropped their All-Star game last year and did
There
the
you
Four
go.
Nations.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, there you go.
international play.
Four Nations, that's
And then
good.
the NBA was like, "Hey, international play, let's do
But
that."
see, the Four Nations things was that was a good pivot. I like that.
It was a phenomenal pivot because
Yeah.
they got the guys to care and play hard more
Right.
than they would have ever done so in a 3-on-3 All-Star game.
I don't know how it would work in the NHL. They'll never do it, but I was like, man, if you gave me like
You got to call Ice Cube up, get his 3-on-3 hockey league started up. Where's the big three of hockey? We get it.
where's unrivaled for the NHL?
like what would a final NHL score be 3-on-3?
Oh,
What
Would
do you
you
like? What's
play-
the average?
Here's the question: How big is the roster? Like, is it a normal
9 guys. You can rotate with
Okay.
9.
You're not playing 60 minutes. You've got to shorten the game.
If I go to 12, do you give me 60? Like, what's the I don't even know how many guys are on a hockey team.
So you have 20.
I didn't know how
you
many
have-
were out on the ice until 5 minutes for the show when you go, "Do you see? Chucky had 6?" I was like, I didn't know how many guys are out
There's
on
3
the ice.
forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goalie. That's who's on the ice
Okay.
at any given time.
So 5
So
minus
5
You can
on the
shoot
ice
up-
total.
Gotcha.
For an NHL game, you
With the
shoot
goalie.
up 20 guys. You have 2 goalies, 6 defenders, and 12 forwards. So you have 4
Okay, what
forward
about
lines.
18? Could 18 get me to 60 minutes? Those are rotations of 3.
I mean, that's the
6
other part.
groups.
The other part of 3-on-3 hockey that I like kind of sucks for me because I certainly understand the entertainment aspect of it. Is
Mm-hmm.
you just get moments where they have possession of the puck and you just kind of like do nothing.
Yeah.
Like
it
you
turns
just skate
into
around.
soccer a little more.
Yes, you're just
where,
like, let's go
okay,
back
I
out.
need to take
Nah,
a
we don't like
breather.
that. Skate back out. Nobody can
Because
steal it from you.
Because if you start shooting and missing and it bounces off the boards and goes
Yeah.
sideways, then you're up and down and it's a track meet
But you're
for a
giving
little
me
bit.
shots.
Yeah.
I'm getting more shots on goal,
I
right?
understand.
Hey, I'm just happy you watch the hockey. I'm not going to disagree with any takes. That's fine. You can have whatever takes you want, dude. That game was awesome.
It was.
We get the
So
gold
was the
medal.
Canada
You
game,
might
by
have
the
to
way.
game
go
was
to
great.
3 15-minute periods. I think you could, yeah.
If you had 3-on-3 hockey, though, I mean, your scores would be probably
12-8.
12-8 every game.
It'd be that high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be
And there'd
more
be
like-
talented teams that could probably put up more than that. Like Canada's lineup, when they throw out their 3-man overtime line, it's just like, Jesus, dude.
I know. The guys on
MVP
it.
1, MVP 2,
Right.
MVP 3. All right, let's go. Stop
Prodigy
this.
2 MVPs. Go get it.
They got a 19-year-old in Macklin Celebrini who's just the golden goose child who's like, oh, my God, this guy can't stop scoring goals. Quinn Hughes, though, best defenseman in the world. For him to score the way he scored, awesome. And there were some tense white-knuckle moments, both in the third period and in overtime, and they held on. Remember, Sweden didn't win their group because of the goal differential thing we talked about earlier in the week. So that's why the U.S. had to play them in the quarterfinals when Sweden probably should have been the opponent in the semifinals. So now, on paper, they get an easier matchup in the semis to set up a gold medal game. Although Finland won yesterday in a game-winning goal as well, and now they're going to play Canada. It would be really funny if Canada and U.S. lost in the semis, and this whole build-up ended up being a Slovakia-Finland gold medal game.
So the women's gold medal game is today.
It's today.
Right after our show, right? right?
I
10-10.
believe so.
10-10.
10-10 today, yes.
At this point, because our Chargers are not available, I'll have to be here for an hour and a half, so that'll be great.
Oh, you're going to watch some hockey after the show? Go sit on the couch?
I don't think I have a choice. I have like 8 miles on my car. I can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah, we got people just taking up all our Chargers.
I'm here at 5 a.m. and all 4 Chargers
All 4.
are.
They're just taken up today?
Yeah.
What?
People pay for a
People,
parking
I don't know
pass
where
and-
they are, but they leave
They're
them
sleeping around
overnight.
here. Those
Some of them are
bastards.
done. They haven't come and gotten them yet.
Go get
so-
your damn car, you lazy
I know.
bastards.
So I'll be watching that one. When is USA plays Slovakia win?
They play tomorrow, I
Friday,
believe.
I think, are the semis.
Let me double check. I think it's, so they play tomorrow, 12:10, same time. So Canada, Finland is at 7:40, so it'll be on during the show.
And then USA Slovakia.
USA Slovakia is right after that, and then the gold medal game will be on Sunday at the same time, I believe.
I think it's the last thing before the closing ceremony.
Yes, it's
Oh,
like
the closing ceremonies are Sunday?
Yeah, it's almost
Oh.
over. This is it.
Okay.
Hockey always starts late, so this
Dude.
will be the end.
Side note, watched a crazy, I can't even remember how many people were on a team, but it was like a team speed skating event last night.
The most chaotic sport that's ever been created. I was
Oh,
watching
the
that
short-
too.
Did you watch that one? And Canada
Insanity.
choked it away.
Yeah, and then one of the teams fell down halfway
Yeah,
through, and they're like,
Netherlands.
"What do we do?" Like, they,
You're
is
out.
that the short? Is
done.
that the short track?
No,
on
no,
the
no.
hockey
Oh,
rink?
yeah. But
Yeah.
it was like 30 laps, and it was
Yeah.
like somebody would
relay.
come out and push
Yeah, they
you.
push them in the butt. And,
Oh, my God.
And they're skating on the inside, and then
Yeah.
they just dart out. Yeah, it's wild.
And
it's
there's-
chaotic.
insane.
there's no rules on when you can or cannot change out.
I don't think so.
Like
I
you
think,
just-
There
I
was
think
no clear
usually
indication.
between 2 or 3 laps,
we
they'll
doing
go
right
like
now?
3 or 4 laps, and then
Canada was dominating, and then just kind of slipped. Italy goes right past, and then the Republic of Korea.
all the
Is that
little
South Korea, by the way?
Yes, I don't believe
When
North
did that got
Korea's-
changed?
I don't believe North Korea is allowed in the Olympics.
Well, I didn't think so either, but I'm
I
just.
don't think so. But
I didn't
don't
see
quote me on
the name change to Republic of Korea.
that. Yeah, I don't know when that happened. That's a good question.
But yeah, Canada ended up getting bronze.
Yeah, I was watching that live. Like, what is happening right now?
I had no idea.
I don't understand anything. This is the most chaotic sport I've ever followed.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of intrigued.
Got a little college hoops I want to get to. It's kind of a crazy night in college basketball yesterday.
It was,
We
man.
had a double overtime game. A guy had 49 points in 49 minutes.
College hoop's been pretty good the last couple of days.
It has been.
It's
Some
been
good
delivering.
ranked matchups, some upsets going on.
Yeah, it's filling my hole when I needed to fill my hole.
Ryan Clark is going to join us at 8:30, and we're just going to ask him, like, what's going on in Eugene with Dana Altman's program right now? Well, what's the deal? Is that just injuries? Is there something else? Like, is this it for Altman? Like, it's really interesting time right now down in Eugene. So Ryan Clark will join us coming up at 8:30. It's obviously a Magic Hat Thursday, and I have a Blazer segment for you. I have a number I'm going to give you at the end of the hour. I want you to noodle on as the NBA returns tonight and the Blazers return tomorrow.
Yes, they do.
So we'll get to all that coming up next. Dirt and Sprague back with more. But first, Swag with a sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, despite denying reports of being put up for sale prior to winning their second Super Bowl in franchise history, the estate for Paul Allen has now acknowledged they have begun the process to sell the team this offseason. Initial estimates of a potential sale price in the $7 to $8 billion range would make it the highest sales price of a team in NFL history. For the 7th time in 8 Olympic gold medal women's ice hockey games, the United States will face Canada. Americans just 2-4 in those previous 6, but hammered the Canadians 5-0 in their group play game last week. Puck drops 10-10 this morning on the USA Network. NBA begins the second half of the schedule. 10 games in all. Celtics at Warriors is featured in the Prime Video doubleheader. Steph Curry still out with a knee injury, but the recently acquired Kristaps Porzingis expected to make his Golden State debut. 7 o'clock tip, Boston 5.5-point favorites. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the
Get to an entertaining night of sports last night. I had one more Olympic question I wanted to ask you guys.
Fire away.
Because it's almost over here.
It's almost done. Couple more days.
At what point, because NBC showed a video, I don't know if you saw this video, it was a video of these skiers getting on an elevator, and the elevator is taking them up to the big air jump.
Yes.
And it's like...
You can't just climb up that mountain.
And it ain't, 2-3 stories. It's
Right.
like, it feels like it goes on for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I'm genuinely, I want to know from anybody that knows out there, how do you know you can make that jump? And what is the jump before that jump?
That makes you think you can pull that
And
one
then
off.
when do you know you can make that jump?
Well, I also, every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, where do you even do, like, if I even wanted to try that, where do I go?
Well, you're going probably somewhere, there's got to be an indoor facility, much like, so dirt bike guys have to do this because they've become ridiculous with their stunts off jumps.
Uh-huh.
They do these backflips. Some of these guys can do like double backflips now.
Yeah, there's indoor
But they land in like foam pits.
foam pits,
Oh,
trampolines.
Yeah, so they're never going to get hurt. It has to be something like
Has
that
to
in
be,
America.
Because
Yeah.
you're not just, you can't just risk a broken leg
No,
every
because the
time
only
you're practicing.
places
No.
there's hills like that are at Vail, Park City.
Very
Lake
limited
Placid,
options.
where you
Yeah.
have the Olympics.
Like, I'm going to try this today. Let's go
But,
jumping.
yeah.
Did you watch the big air jumps?
I've seen some of the highlights, but I haven't watched any of the events fully.
I don't know when they figure out I'm ready.
I can do this.
Like, imagine your kid comes up to you.
hey, Dad.
Dad, I'm ready.
Ready
and,
for
and
what?
I'd be like, no, you're not. You're
No.
going to die.
You're not doing that. I don't think so. What are you, crazy?
But you'd have to let him do it.
At some point, you would. Yeah, I'd imagine you're right that it's kind of an indoor facility, and maybe those exist somewhere. It also sparked the. I saw a video, and maybe Swag remembers these, but in the theme of the Winter Olympics, there was a moment in time, and I want to say it was in like the mid '80s, where there was this growing trend and belief that summer skiing was going to take over. And I don't know if you remember
Summer skiing?
So you Google this, and
Okay.
the video is absolutely hilarious. And they're essentially
Oh, is this
skis
with wheels?
and it's like
Yeah.
people with like sunglasses on that are
Yeah.
like going down the side of hills in these skis with wheels, and it was the goofiest looking thing ever. And there was like at the time there was this big marketing campaign, and they're like, "This is the next trend. This is what people are going to do."
Well, there was
and it did not
there
end
was
up catching
places
on.
like because some of the ski resorts like Big Bear down in California, but obviously in the summertime,
They want to have something to do. You want to make some money. So what are you going to do?
so
Come summer
some
ski.
of the skiers that would go there that skied there, that's how they would train in the summer.
And they tried to make that a thing.
And then somebody tried to make it a fad, like rollerblading or whatever. And
They're the goofy. They look like almost like if you broke the handle off of two Razor scooters and like strapped them to your feet, and then you got a couple of poles. It is so funny looking.
I'm sure there's some videos somewhere of some blonde bombshell in a neon unitard with leg warmers.
Yes,
from
that's
the
exactly
80s,
what it looks like. Yes,
making it look,
yeah, long socks.
like,
yeah.
are you? So I'm rewatching the women's free ski big air event right here.
There was one guy that got screwed. I saw a highlight that did something that's like reportedly never been done before, and he didn't win the gold medal, and he landed it.
Why didn't he win?
Because we have sports that are decided by judges. They just gave it to somebody else.
This girl landed backwards and she got an 80.
What are we doing here?
And I'm watching them go down, and I'm just like,
Make me a judge for this. I'd be the easiest teacher of all time.
Dude, this
That's
one
a 10 out of
person-
10, dude. I could never do that.
this one person goes down backwards.
Yeah.
Before their jump.
So they go down like the big
Like,
jump thing
starts
backwards?
out forward,
Yeah.
and then just about like
What?
barely in,
Yeah, they'll
flips
flip.
it, goes backwards, goes off the jump backwards, flips back forward, 78. What?
That's a C+.
Excuse me?
That's barely good enough for a degree.
Did a flip? It's insane.
Maybe listeners can help me with the guy. I mean, he did one where it was like looked like he was spinning around like helicopter propeller. Like
And
just
he didn't win, huh?
And he perfectly landed, and somebody said this has never been done before, or landed at least in competition, and he won a silver medal. It's like, what the hell did the person that won the gold do?
See, that's where maybe the half pipe has it better, because that the Korean gal who beat Chloe Kim, she did something
That's
that was,
never been landed
like, it
before,
was
like,
insane,
yeah.
and she landed it, and that's why Chloe Kim was like, "Dude, you deserve that. That was awesome."
I'll take silver. I can't top that. There's no argument here.
That's that I think of all the sports there, The speed ice racing thing is crazy to me too, but I can understand how you get good at
Sure,
it.
you like ice skating.
Right.
Maybe you're not you tried hockey. It's not your thing, but I'm really fast on skates, so let's go skate around really quick.
It's still nerve-wracking to see how fast they're going in turns and just like the slightest little anything
How
and
close
you're
they
wiping
are,
out.
how long and sharp those
Yes.
blades are.
How does nobody ever get cut?
How's like a finger not
They
getting chopped
I think
off?
those suits are there's like the non-cut.
Kevlar in
like
there?
the hockey players have their socks like or underneath they wear stuff
Right.
that is
There's
like
certain body
Kevlar or
yeah.
whatever.
Certain parts of the body that are unexposed, and that is tragic
Yeah.
whenever it happens. It has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I watch those crashes and speak skating, I'm like, how is somebody not sliced open?
That's-
I think they've got like there's some Kevlar or something in the suits that
The big air one, it's just the one event I'm like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Even if you're confident because you've practiced, at what point do you say, I'm ready for the real thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's near the top of the list of things that I would never even contemplate wanting to try.
Never.
Like, just no
Would you rather go on a
desire.
bobsled or do the big air jump?
Bobsled. Because at least I'm with 3 other people. As long as you don't put me in the front or
As
the
long as
back.
you're not responsible for
I put me
what's
in one of the 2
happening, right?
middle seats,
Right.
whatever that. Can I just be the fat guy that's like the weight balance? It's like leaning back and forth.
You're just following the lean.
I can handle that. I don't want to steer it. I want to brake,
Yeah.
but I can
you
kind of
give
lean.
them 5 seconds of pushing and sprinting.
Dude, I can handle that. 5
There we
seconds
go.
easily.
Do you even know how to land on a jump that big?
No, God, no. God, no. I'd rather try the extreme downhill skiing, but I wouldn't. I mean, you would go a mile per hour down the entire mountain. You wouldn't try and go fast. I'd have a better chance of doing that than I would land in one of these jumps.
Just a crazy thing. I was curious if you guys had any idea, like when they know they're ready to do it.
Now's the time.
Now's
you
the
just
time.
you wake up born for it.
Yeah. Let's get to a double overtime thriller last night, a little bit of college basketball news, and then we'll get to the Blazers coming up at 7 a.m. Dirt and Sprague back with more on 105.1 The Fan.
AM.
So we actually know that guy.
Yeah, John Bishop. I actually made him really uncomfortable in August because I went on their show.
Look at you pulling a Sprague. What'd you do?
I did, yeah. I went on their show because they asked for an Oregon football preview in Big Ten country of Omaha, Nebraska, and I said, sure, let's do this thing. And before they brought me on, they I think when they do their football previews like we do with our Dirty Poll, they put together a highlight montage package of the year before, and so there's like a minute-long touchdown highlight calls of the team that they're about to preview. And they said, they played the package, they brought me on, and I said, thanks for giving me a chub this morning, guys. What's going on? And he went like radio silent for 4 seconds and was like, well, that's an interesting way to start an interview.
Hey, you didn't get turned on by highlights there, John?
It's my highlights. Play me a bunch of Oregon touchdowns. I got excited over here. What do you want from me, dude? It's not my fault.
Yeah, that was Creighton's radio network there. Creighton goes on the road and beats UConn.
They did. Massive upset.
And if you didn't watch this game, you go, oh, man, what a great game. It kind of wasn't. Like, the last 8 minutes of this game, UConn scored nothing.
Couldn't. And they still had 84 for the game, which is remarkable because
right.
college basketball, 84 is a lot of points.
Well, they got most to the 84. They got that in, like, the final minute.
Yeah.
Because by the minute, they were just hucking up shots and then fouling and trying to come back into it. For a large stretch there, it was an insane Creighton run. And Creighton's not having a great year. They were 500 going into this thing. And they beat the number 5 team. Coincidentally, I think Dougie Bucket's dad, Greg McDermott, I think he has the most wins against Dan Hurley.
I'd be willing to guess that,
They showed the graphic during the game of coaches with most wins against Dan Hurley, and only 2 were over 500, and he was number 1.
That's pretty insane. He's had an unbelievable run at Creighton.
He's had a great run at Creighton.
I don't know about you. They're also one of those schools, like we do this all the time with football, when you're like, oh, that's right, that's where they play. Every time I see Creighton and I'm reminded that they're in the Big East, I'm like, what?
That's right. It doesn't make sense.
Creighton's
because they're in Omaha.
They're in Omaha. What are they doing in the Big East playing UConn and these Big East teams? It doesn't make any sense.
So you had the Creighton-Connecticut game. We got an upset of Connecticut. BYU, Arizona, it got pushed to ESPN News for basically the entire first half because of how long Arkansas and Alabama played.
The game would not end. It went 17 overtimes last night.
So I missed most of the start of this game. It was a good one, and then Arizona pulled up, and then BYU goes on an insane run in the final 2 minutes. DeBance's awesome in this game. He has like 33 points.
He had 35 and 7 last night.
And Arizona ended up escaping this one and winning 75-68. Remember, BYU suffered the Richie Saunders injury.
Yeah.
And the reason it was on ESPN News, it was that Arkansas-Alabama game I speak of went to double overtime, and you had Darius Acuff Jr. go for 49 points in an official 50 minutes. He was 16 of 27, 6 of 10 from 3. He had 49, 5 and 5. He should have been laying the wood.
Yes.
Because they could not stop him.
He played 50 minutes last night. That's insane.
But Arkansas could not win the game. They ended up coming up short, and Alabama gets the win in double OT.
Yeah, they couldn't get any stops. The irony of Arkansas scoring 115 points last night, that made me laugh. Now, Alabama's not too much different here. You know how many bench points Arkansas had in the game of their 115?
Yeah.
8.
8.
And they all came from one guy. They had one guy off the bench who scored 8. The other 3 guys that they played, one played 1 minute, the other played 3. They basically played 7 guys the entire time.
The 1 minute guy, by the way,
for a 2 overtime game.
has not played most of the year, had to play because they started having foul trouble.
Like,
they had guys foul out.
How do you not in a double overtime game,
They had
especially
4
in college
players
basketball?
foul out.
It's like, dude,
3 of their 5 fouled out.
I need a warm body. Come on down, man. I mean, that's one. What's the career high in a college game? Do you know that off the top of your head?
That's a good question because he got to 44, and I was like, dude.
When I saw that he had 49,
crazy.
I'm like, how many guys in college hoops have had more than 49 in a game?
I bet you it's more than we think
It's more
because of
than
the
we
amount of
think.
teams.
Well,
I feel like Reddick had a 40 burgers
men.
at Duke.
Oh, this is stupid. I'm not counting this.
What is it
What?
back from like the
No, it's a guy in Division III at Grinnell College.
Oh.
According to Google AI, he scored 138 points in a game.
no, that doesn't get Division One.
If you're going to go Division I,
How many did Pete Maravich?
Maravich is a good one.
I also
That's a
don't
good
like.
poll.
I mean, there's a guy
What?
at Furman, Frank Selvey, in 1954, who reportedly scored 100 points in
You know,
a game.
you look it up, and then you get mad at the
I am
the
mad at
answers
this.
Here. Why?
I'm
why?
upset with this, dude. That's stupid. 1954, like, get out of here. And a D3 guy scoring 136 in a game? That's no countsies.
130 is pretty insane, no matter what level you're on.
72 from Kevin Bradshaw. Alliant International. Pete Maravich next on the list,
Yeah.
69 LSU in
Yeah.
1970.
Nice. Yeah,
Calvin Murphy at Niagara
Ah.
against Syracuse in 68 had 68. Maravich also had 66 in a game.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had a season where he averaged like 44 or something stupid at
That's
LSU.
pistol.
He's on this list again at 64.
Yeah, he
Like,
was dominant.
That's remarkable.
That's one of the old-time players I wish I would have
Been alive to watch
because
and
there's
see.
so much legendary talk about him. I just would have loved to see him.
I remember
in
the
person.
coaching tapes and the highlight packages
All
of
that
him
sort of
dribbling.
stuff, yeah.
Kansas beats Oklahoma State, and if you didn't see this one, like Darren Peterson came out and ended this game really, really quick.
What's up with him? I mean,
He left with an injury, but
and I wasn't it cramps, isn't that what they
Yeah.
said? But he wasn't. He's just a weird cat.
he had a really good game against Abanza.
Yes, he did.
If you're a franchise, you have to reconsider.
I'm a little skittish right now. I
yeah,
think.
dude. When you're showing me not all the way committed things, I mean, Shaden came in with this, right? This was some of the reason people didn't want Shaden on the Blazers.
Does he love basketball? Does he love competing?
There's, obviously the skills there. We know
Yes.
it. When he plays, he's awesome, but sometimes he doesn't play. The sickness game was a really bad look for him.
And it was a big game too. It wasn't like you're playing a run-of-the-mill team. It was number 1 undefeated Arizona in the game.
I saw our boy Damon Stoudemire was down 44-14 to start the game.
Ooh, is he having a rough go at Georgia Tech?
Dude,
He's having a rough
terrible.
season.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't know what to make of any of these coaches. Like, is Shaka Smart still good? Because he's not doing much of anything.
Well,
at
I
Montana.
just think because now all the power conferences are mega conference, 16, 18 teams, and you have all of the transfer portal shuttling NIL.
Just
If
some of these
you-
programs can't hang, right?
Well, I just think on any given year, if you don't hit in the portal or you have 1 or 2 key injuries,
That's
and
it, yeah.
you're hooped in a conference like that where you're going to have 6 or 7 ranked teams or at least 6 or 7
I mean, it's a bit of the
tournament
Oregon
teams
scenario this year. A couple of
in
injuries.
your conference.
Yeah, didn't hit on your portal guys.
You don't hit on the portal guys. You get a key guy that's injured for a lengthy period of time. And then you have a run like Oregon did where you had to play Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State, Illinois, or something like that.
Purdue on the road.
And boom, it's
Iowa.
gone. Your season's over.
When we get to the tournament, which team will you trust less? Michigan State or Arizona? There is something. Can I just say this?
That's
It's
a good
something
question.
very odd about Arizona.
How far did Arizona go last year?
I don't
Do you guys
remember.
remember? I remember they beat my team in the second round, but I don't remember.
I
how
am
far
not
they went.
anti-Tommy Lloyd, but there is something weird about Arizona.
Well, I know
where-
what I'm going to get from Michigan State game in and game out, but there's a lower ceiling for Michigan State than there is for Arizona.
They lost in the Sweet 16 last year.
Yeah, they've just I feel like for
And if Arizona
20
gets
years.
Koa Pete back healthy, then look the hell out.
They have not been past the Sweet 16 since 2015.
was
Sean
that
Miller.
the Sean Miller?
Sean Miller took them back-to-back years to
Who
the
was the
Elite
guy
Eight.
that dunked that we convinced ourselves would be good?
Oh, God.
He
what
got
was his
drafted
name?
pretty highly. He ended up
He
flaming.
did.
Is it Derek Williams?
Yeah,
Derek
it was
Williams,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Derek-
remember that? That team was
Yes.
fun. That was his best team.
Yeah. Stanley Johnson was on that team.
Stanley Johnson. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the Lute Holtz title, Arizona just has like a perennial choke vibe to them.
They do. Rondé Hollis Jefferson was on that team.
I
Fun
love
flashback
Rondé
name.
Hollis Jefferson.
Blazer legend
Yeah.
Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah, I
For-
wanted them to draft him.
I think I would lean Michigan State. Or no, trusting less, I would lean Arizona. But they're the better team.
They're better
That's
than
the,
Michigan State.
That's the crapshoot though with the tournament,
know.
man. It just takes one funky game and you're gone. And so you got to bring it every night.
We'll talk about what's going on down in Eugene with Ryan Clark at 8:30 today. Dirt and Sprague, we're back at hour 2. The number 143 and why it is significant. I'll tell you on the other side. 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on The Fan. Trying to monetize the spoils of their second Super Bowl championship in franchise history. The estate for Paul Allen finally acknowledging what's been reported for weeks. They have begun the process to officially sell the team this offseason. Initial estimates of a potential sale price are between $7 and $8 billion. It would make it the highest sale of a NFL team in league history. The U.S. and Canada meeting for the 7th time of the 8 Olympic gold medal women ice hockey matches that have ever existed. Americans 2-4 in the previous 6 games. They did blank Canada 5-0 in their group play game last week. Puck drops 10-10 this morning on USA Network. PGA Tour with back-to-back signature events to wrap up their West Coast swing. Back at famed Riviera Country Club this year in L.A. for the Genesis Invitational. It will feature all of the current top 10 ranked golfers in the world. First round teeing off in 15 minutes. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Network.
What's up, boys? This is what I gotta say today.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2. Durden Sprague here, 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's a Magic Hat Thursday, a glorious one indeed. I got some good Magic Hat stuff today.
You like your hat selections today?
I have a crazy story
Okay.
that I hope gets picked.
I only have one.
Okay, great.
I only have one, and I saw it actually happen. I was channel surfing and caught it, and like, what in the hell is going on?
I wonder if it's my story.
Oh, we'll see.
Did we double dip the Magic Hat?
I love a double dip.
I always have a big
Hat.
folder of Magic Hat, and then
Yeah.
I pare it down, and we'll see what ends up making the
Yeah.
cut for today's selection. of
It's got to be
Magic
truly
Hats.
magical. It can't just be clever.
No.
So we'll get to that coming up in the final hour of the radio program. Ryan Clark will join us in the third hour of the radio program. A lot to get to here in the second hour. I mentioned it before. When you get to the tournament, you're going to trust Arizona or Michigan State more. And I know Izzo's got one, and Arizona won one with Olsen years ago. But
Talk about living. I mean, that was a long time ago.
I know, but wasn't he in it a couple years ago, the title game?
Did they make the title game?
At least the Final Four. He's been to a couple Final Fours.
They go on runs.
They'll
all
randomly
the
get Final
time.
Four.
He's been to a few Final Fours.
They're also the kind of team who actually seemingly does better in the tournament when they're I feel like a
5 or 6
5,
seed
6,
as
7
opposed to
seed.
being a
1 and
1,
2.
2.
Yeah, and they bounce out early in the tournament.
Well, we'll have to find out when we get to that point. And you know, when we get to that point,
What?
You know where we're going to be?
we're going to be Fan Madness out at A-Lin A. Tom's Watch Bar at A-Lin A Casino Resort on Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th. 2 most exciting days of basketball. We'll be out there. The firm of Harrison Meringue, Fan Happy Hour, Luke, and Primetime with Isaac and Suk, all broadcasting live throughout the day. Don't miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the Fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A-Lin A and Window Nation, March 19th and 20th at A-Lin A Casino Resort.
Elite Eight, by the way. Elite Eight last year.
Elite. Oh, not last year. There was I feel like they were in a Final Four.
They were in a Final Four. 2018, 2019 was their last Final Four.
COVID's just ruined all my time.
That was the year before COVID, yeah. They
I
were a
just-
wagon the year of COVID, too, and probably would have gone on a deep tournament run as well.
Joe Cronin's done an interview.
The Crone Zone has
Crone
spoken.
Zone.
We didn't get our trade deadline press conference. Where was that, Joe?
Yeah, we didn't get a Veet Krejci.
We
press
usually get
conference.
something. There's usually a preseason.
Well, they did that a week before the deadline.
I know, but Dirt's right. He's
draft night, preseason, trade deadline. Like those are the normal press conference.
There's
times.
usually the Brooke
Playoffs.
Olsen damn hallway. Hey, Joe, trade deadline wrapped up. This was the move you made. Evaluate, and then we get the comments, and then we criticize the comments.
What the hell's the matter with
your
you, Joe?
comments? Your comments are not the comments I wanted you to comment.
Say the comments that I want to hear. Damn it!
I won my fantasy league last year. Damn it!
I know what I'm doing.
I know
right?
what I'm doing.
I'm playing NBA 2K at home. I'm building championship rosters left and right. What's taking you so long?
We'll give you some of the quotes. I want to ask everybody out there: have you been to kdfiles.com yet?
Who?
kdfiles.com.
D
as in initials.
Is this a porn site?
D.
Yeah.
Is there porn there?
It is.
Okay, cool.
kinkydfiles.com.
Dude, let's go check it out.
Have you guys been there?
No,
I
I'm
have not.
Is it
Okay.
curved?
It's
Is it
pretty
hooked?
wild.
Is this all the internet conspiracy burner theories?
Yes,
for,
it is.
For the Slim
So
Reaper?
somebody basically found everything and made a legit website, and then you just scroll, and it shows you when it was posted and what the topic is in relation to the post.
How did they find out that that was him that was sending it?
Well,
Instead
we
of like
haven't
a,
confirmed. He was asked about it yesterday, and he basically said, I'm not going to talk about
I saw the
Twitter
clip.
stuff,"
He was like, I'm not answering the question.
which made everybody go, that's definitely you then, because you would have denied it if it wasn't you. So I just want to ask that question, so we'll get to that at some point today. So I gave you the number at the end of the break.
I already forgot it.
143.
143.
143. Do you know the significance of 143 as the Blazers start their quote-unquote second half tomorrow, even though I think they have 28 or 29 games left?
Yeah, it's not actually the second half. It's kind of the last quarter.
What is the number 114? Let's play a little stat or story here on a
stat
Thursday.
or story?
It's a stat.
I'm going to go some sort of rating, some sort
Their
of
defensive rating on the road or
offensive
something?
rating with a certain lineup on the floor. I'm going to go that angle. That's
Okay.
my angle.
Yeah.
You're kind of in the general,
I'm in the
vicinity,
ballpark. Okay.
but you're a little off. 143. That is the number of possessions we have had in total so far on year 2 of Scoot, Shea, Tamani, Denny, Klingon.
You mean the young guys you're trying to build around?
Literally the starting 5 of what we would think the starting 5,
Into the future?
realistically should be.
Yeah.
We've only had 143 possessions of that lineup.
Great.
Because when Scoot came back, guess who got hurt?
Shaden's out.
Shaden Sharp.
And we don't have an update on him.
Denny's been in and out with back stuff. I don't know what is, how that's going to go in the second half. I was talking with a listener who messaged me over the 3-day weekend. And, we disagreed a little bit on some stuff, but we largely came to an agreement on this. And if you feel differently, please share. I totally get it. I could not care less about 8, 9, 10, 7. I care the most of going from 143
to 672
to 1,000,000. There is nothing
How high can we get
bigger
that
in
number?
the next X amount of games for the Blazers season this year for old Brandon J. Sprague than Scoot, Shea, Tamani, Denny, Donovan on the court playing as 5 together as many possible possessions, because we are on a timeline and a deadline of, are we going to pay Scoot? We've just paid Shaden. We paid Tamani. Denny's going to get an extension. That extension, we're not going to talk about a team-friendly extension that de-escalates. It's going to escalate.
He's an all-star.
Donovan keeps playing this way, going to get an extension. These are presumably the 5. Now, you may not think Scoot's the guy. You may not be convinced Shea and Scoot are long-term answers. The listener was saying that, and I totally get why people have that opinion.
Yeah.
But we did agree the back half of this season, the way that it ends, I really, truly, at the depth of my being, couldn't care less about 8, 9, 10, 8, 7, whatever. I care more about what did we get from those 5 players playing together. Because right now, I can give you the numbers. Their differential, it's a minus 13.7. That's in the 13th percentile. It's terrible. Their points per possession, fifth percentile, terrible. The effective field goal percentage, it is the bottom of the bottom in the NBA. Their offensive numbers are all abysmal.
Yeah.
Like terrible in those 143 possessions.
It's also a hard sample size because of everything what you pointed to. None of them have come from this year. They were all from last year.
It's all from last year.
I shouldn't say that because you might have had a couple of possessions with Shaden and Scoot before he got hurt when Scoot came back because I think he played, 14 minutes that
Whatever.
game?
It's
but even then, it's a very
143.
small number.
Yes.
And so the majority of them came from last year, which is you're dealing with a year 2 Scoot, Denny probably before he popped in the back half of the year, so Denny even wasn't even the player that he was. Kamara was still finding his role. Klingon is a rookie. Like, it's just not even an accurate sample size. So look at the numbers, and that I think is the biggest hang-up that I have, and I couldn't agree more with you, man. Like, this is exactly where I'm at. You know my stance on who should play, what the starting lineup should look like, the things that I'm looking forward to watching in the back half of the year. The idea of you making the play-in is all but written down in Sharpie and concrete. Like, that's not, you're not going to not go
Your
to the play-in.
schedule paired with everything else around. You're
Yes,
in it.
you're not playing anybody in the back half of the year. Everybody else behind you in the West is absolute garbage.
Yep.
And none of Kyrie Irving just got shut down for the rest of the year. Utah's shutting
Kings
everything.
shut
Dude,
Levine
these
and
teams
Sabonis
suck.
down.
They're not doing
Yeah.
anything. And so you could go 10 games below 500 and probably still get a play-in spot at
Agree.
this point. And because of that, the most important thing is figuring out what pieces are you keeping. What does the long-term plan look like at certain spots? Like, I'm reading through, and we can get to it today.
Yeah.
This Joe Cronin Willamette Week piece. So he sits down with a Willamette Week, and one of the big highlights in there is, again, the re-signing of Damian Lillard, which we saw this weekend. He won the three-point contest. Very cool, right? Everybody loves the nostalgia. It's great having Dame back. He's the mayor of Rip City. What's his role next year? Is he the starting point guard? Are you bringing your top 3-point guard off the bench in year 4? Are you giving Scoot an extension? What if he continues to play well? Because I have been incredibly encouraged. It is such a small sample size that you don't take anything big out of it. But the 4 games that he's played, I think he's looked really good. He seems to have that athletic burst. He seems to be the twitch and the jump and the speed. All of that is still there with Scoot. He's shooting the ball at a decent clip. He's setting guys up. He's running the offense. Yeah, the turnovers are there, but they're there for everybody. It's a young basketball team.
Denny's having a lot of turnovers all the time.
But high usage guys are going to turn the ball over from time to time, especially young ones in their career. What if this continues the rest of the way with Scoot? Are you bringing him off the bench for Dame next year? I mean, I imagine Dame's in the starting lineup.
Yeah, what if his sample size for the season ends up being like 16 and 8.5?
Those are good numbers, and he's shooting 35% from 3.
So I'm looking right now and cleaning the glass.
This is why I want to see that lineup play, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't think that we've had the lineup. I didn't think we get the lineup before Shaden's injury.
We might not have, because now to that point, Scoot came off the bench in that game, and Shaden might have
got hurt early.
Came in for Shaden, and then he got hurt in the game, so they didn't even play together.
Yeah, I'm on the 2 possessions thing of lineups, and I'm not.
So you haven't even seen it this year.
Oh,
and,
no, we haven't, because that's Jeremy and that's Rob Will.
Yeah. And those are the key pieces of your future of deciding what you're going to do with them.
It's not Drew's going to play, like Jeremy's going to play. We know these guys are going to play. It's not don't play anybody. It's just those 5 guys.
Yeah.
I understand why people have their opinions, or they may be set in stone of how they feel about maybe the 2 younger players of that group.
I certainly understand it.
But also, like, we can't, from a good faith argument position, say that you have enough data stating whether that's a good 5, a bad 5. I mean,
so your whole point, they haven't played a possession yet this year.
They haven't played one this year.
So you can give me the numbers again, but it's misleading because it was from last year, and that's just not – it's not accurate to where the players are at right now. Klingon is –
Also, what games did they play the possessions against? Was it against the Oklahoma City Thunder? I'd imagine – was it one of the 60-point
blowout games
losses?
Where you throw the kids out there, let them play?
Well, Denny sucked for the first, month and a half of the season. So was it mostly that point? Well, then maybe it was. Like, I think I'm sitting in a spot where I know they're making the play-in.
Yeah.
And when they make the play-in, we get to that point, we'll obviously be talking about, they're the 9, they'll play the 10, or they're the 7, they're going to play the 8. We'll get to that. We'll talk about it. It's just there's nothing close to more important to me as a fan than that 5-man lineup getting on the court and letting me see legitimate run in minutes of that 5-man group.
Because you still have the biggest problem that you've had the last couple of years, and that is a log jam at a position that you used back-to-back top 10 picks at. Now, if your belief is that you don't think either of these guys are it and they're not a part of your long-term future, that's fine. I think the point that we're trying to make is I don't agree or disagree with the take, the whole point is let's at least give it a big enough sample size to where we feel good about that decision, whether it's a move on or, in Scoot's case, an extension, right? So you already gave Shaden the extension, so you clearly want him to be a part of your future.
Tamani's locked in.
Tamani, like these guys are locked in. He's going to get locked in. Klingon has gotten better exponentially from year one to year two.
He's easily on track to be locked in.
He's going to be a part of your future. Now, what is his ceiling? We don't know, but he's a part of your future. And so you want to see how long this runway can go, what they're going to look like together, especially playing in critical minutes. Like that's a big part of growth and development for young guys.
I'd love to see that lineup close a game out, win or lose. I just want to see the
go
lineup.
through it. Like just have the chance to did you turn it over? What'd you learn from that? Did you miss the shot? What'd you learn from that? Did you make it? That's all I want to see in the back half of the year.
You never know how the summer's going to go, whether they're going to make a massive swing the way some people always tell us, the next deadline, the next summer, it's always the next. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll trade one of these guys in a trade package, Shaden's contract, whatever.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I have to believe that this is the group that you're going to choose to pay. Is Drew Holiday going to be a part of this franchise in 3 years?
He's got, 2 years left on his deal?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're not extending
He's getting 38,
him.
by the way.
Yeah, you're not extending him after this
Dame
if you're not trading
Lillard
him.
a part of the franchise in 4 years? I mean, maybe he's the old guy off the bench and he just loves to play. Like, cool, but, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
If you don't make that massive move, this is your group.
Yeah.
So the second half kicks off tomorrow. That is not even close. The most important thing to me is that five-man lineup, 143 possessions is not enough.
Have we gotten any update on Shaden, by the way?
I heard Danny tease it, but I got out of the car right at the commercial break.
I have not seen if
I didn't see the follow-up.
I hope that he's back and able to go to start the second half. The other thing, and we can carry this overview. I know we're
we carry it over. I got Joe Cronin comments I want to get to this Willamette Weekly.
The other thing about it is, and I'm not even, you know me, I'm not the most optimistic Homer Hunk guy.
Sure.
Like, all of them have something that you can point to that is a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Klingon has gotten better. Kamara has found his role in his offensive numbers.
He knows
They're
what
not
he
going
is.
to jump out the page, but he knows what he is. Denny has continued his stretch from the back half of the year. I thought Shaden played really well in that 2-month stretch where they needed him and everybody else was hurt, and he was having some good performances after his horrific start. And yeah, Scoot's 4 games, but the 4 games look good. And so it's not like one of them has been like, oh my God, he's shooting 14% from 3 on the year. We can't possibly play this guy anymore. They all have something positive you could point to.
I'll carry that over, and also Joe Cronin talking to Willamette Weekly. We'll get to that coming up next. Dirt and Sprague 105.1 The Fan.
a.m.
Have you been to katiefiles.com yet? We haven't talked about that story from the weekend. Good clip got circulated yesterday. I thought it was a valid point. Have we now replaced Gate with Files because of Epstein?
Ooh, good question. Everything used to be Gate. That's right.
Yeah, that was some
Watergate
random guy
started
asked
it.
Bill Simmons it, and I saw it circulated on a Reddit post, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe it has.
Deflate Gate. We had a lot of Gates over the years.
Gate's gone, man.
Gate's gone. Now it's Files.
First thing pops up, Katie Burner, Katie Files.
Katie Files. What are the Katie Files saying?
Exactly.
Let's look into this, Katie. Who were you tweeting at from your burner accounts?
Well, as much as I am personally looking forward and hoping that we get a ton more possessions than 143 out of Scoot Shea, Tamani, Denny, and Donovan, Joe Cronin talked about his beloved Trailblazers.
The Crone Zone sat down for an interview
With Willamette Weekly.
Yeah.
This is I love that he gave Willamette Weekly the time. They asked him a couple questions. I want to get this one. Said, have you met with Tom Dundon yet?
Old Tom.
Said, yeah, with the league's permission, we were able to connect a little bit early on after he acquired the team, have some random introductions. Initial conversation was good and encouraging. Follow-up. So have you pitched him on keeping your job?
So you selling yourself?
Joe's a really nice guy.
Yes, very
so Joe's
humble.
like, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't cross your mind, but it's something I don't particularly worry about. I'm focused on doing a great job for as long as I have it, so that's all I really lock in on.
Yeah, he's not a snake oil salesman like the last guy.
No, he's pretty genuine. I think the last guy would have ended the interview with the follow-up question of you pitched him on keeping your job. But Cronin answered the question, and then they kind of rattled through some of the team-building stuff and where they're going. Like, will the next 5 years make the past 5 worth it because they haven't been to the playoffs? He says, you hope in any rebuild that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The previous season, we made some good steps that second half of the year. This year, we've been a little up and down. I want to see this group be at least mostly whole and show us what they're capable of. While we're really optimistic about the futures of each of our guys, some of this is up to them. Like, okay, when are you going to take the next step? And we're seeing some of them do that. We saw Denny take a huge step. Which definitely speeds up our progress. We've seen Tumani be a very, very capable starter who's only 25. So some of this is happening in real time. We're still learning what these guys are and where we're headed. No mention of Shaden Sharp.
No, nor Scoot Henderson or Donovan Clingan, which is, I think, a great answer to connect to the last segment that we just had. Some of that is up to you guys. Some of it is up to the players. Now you got to go to, use a cliche, take the bull by the horns, right? Well, are you going to allow them the opportunity to do that? And that, I think, is the question that I have for the rest of the season, because I agree with Cronin. Like, now's the time to figure out what you have in certain players, and that's where there's just a slight frustration. Like, I certainly understand the value of having a Drew Holiday on the roster and the leadership that he brings and the culture that he cultivates. Like, all of that is positive. And maybe you land a big whale this offseason and he's a part of a team that can win in the short term. I don't know. But he's not a part of your 3 to 5 year window because he's nearing the back end of his career. And so it connects almost to the exact segment that we just had. Now's the time for these guys to show what they can do. I know what Drew Holiday can do at this point in his career. He's a very good player. He's not quite what he was a couple years ago, but still solid. I don't know what Scoot Henderson's going to be in his career. I don't know what Shaden Sharp's going to be in his career. The jury is still out on what the ceiling is on those guys. And we can certainly have opinions on what it is, but I want to make sure that we're allowing them the opportunity to go showcase that and show what they can be.
Do they have the guy they want to build around? Cronin answered that question. And he answered a bunch more. So we'll get to that on the other side. Have you been to katiefiles.com? And the Vulcans are finally doing what they said they weren't going to do.
They're not doing it. No, they're not doing it. It's fake news. No. It's not happening. Fake news.
Does Brady Henderson get an apology letter?
No, he's not, because nothing matters. Okay, but,
right. Well, we'll talk about all that coming up next, but first, Swag with the Sports Update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, yes, indeed, they denied reports for being put up for sale prior to winning their second Super Bowl in franchise history, but now acknowledge that the estate for Paul Allen has begun the process to sell the team this offseason. Initial estimates of a potential sale price in the $7 to $8 billion range would make it the highest sales price for a team in NFL history. The United States will face Canada for a 7th time in the Olympic women's ice hockey gold medal game. The Americans 2-4 in the previous 6, but they did have a 5-0 shutout of Canada in group play during this tournament. Puck drops 10-10 this morning on the USA Network. NBA starts the second half of the schedule with 10 games on this Thursday. The highlighted game, Celtics at Warriors, part of the Prime Video doubleheader. Steph Curry is still out with a knee injury, but the recently acquired Kristaps Porzingis expected to make his Golden State debut. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip. Boston 5.5-point favorites. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for a.m.
You know, there's I think when you grow up in a city, there's just things about the city that you wish you could, like, experience. And one of those has always been for me is to drink a martini on the deck of the Martini Christmas Lighthouse.
Yes.
I don't know those rich-ass people, but, man, if I ever got to stand on that deck with that martini glass lit up, drinking a martini, that would be one of the coolest moments of my life.
It's a bucket list thing for Portlanders.
The other one locally is something that Joe Cronin was asked about in this story.
This actually, I mean, this is, of all the things that I could do, this is like if you get elected president, the first thing you do is ask about aliens. Like, where are they? What do we know? Show me the files. I want to know everything.
According to Obama, they are not real.
They are real, but then he said they're not real, and then it's like, well, now you're sending me mixed signals. Now I don't know here. Now I feel like they are actually real. This is exactly what I would do if first thing I would do if I was hired GM of the Blazers.
So Willamette Weekly sat down with Cronin, asked, have you ever visited Paul Allen's apartment atop the Moda Center? There's always been a report that Paul Allen has an apartment built in the Moda.
Yeah, when he built the building, he had an apartment built at the top of the stadium.
Now, I think some images have actually been revealed on the internet, and so people are pretty sure this does exist, but it's always been kind of one of those famous things talked about, not so much discussed. And he was asked if he'd ever been in. He said, yeah, I went in it once. They followed up, it exists. We've never been sure if it actually exists. He said, it exists. I wasn't sure either. I had heard things, and I never really asked any questions. And then finally someone just says, hey, can we see it? And this was probably 3 years ago. So for 17 years, I never visited, never asked. I don't know why. I just probably didn't want to bother anybody. Finally, I was like, I got to see this thing. What's in
I'm
it?
the GM now. I'm getting what I want.
And then it's an apartment. They said with a bed. They said there's a bedroom, regular apartment, seating area where you can look through a window down onto the court. It's pretty sweet. And then they start following up. So it's above the 300 level, so it's kind of hard to see when you're in the arena. But you can see everything, and it's a normal apartment.
Let me ask you this. If you own the Blazers, how many nights a year would you stay there? Because you're obviously, if you're owning the Blazers, you have enough money to, like, you're super rich. I don't know if you would do it that often.
Not very often, but I'd let any of my buddies that are going to the game, if they got too drunk, I'd be like, just go crash, dude. Don't drive.
Take the elevator up. Here's the secret code. That's how you get up there. Now,
take this key.
Yeah, right. That's how you get in and out.
Ask for Daryl.
Daryl's up there.
Daryl will know what you're going to.
He'll get you out of it. He'll get you some greasy food to get over this hangover, and we'll get you on your way.
I tell you, that's a sneaky thing that I also enjoy is finding out little fun, hidden tidbits. Like Disneyland has this. Like, do you know the Matterhorn ride?
Yeah, I know the Matterhorn ride, yeah.
So inside Matterhorn, there's a half-court basketball court, and Michael Jackson and Magic Johnson used to play in it all the time.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Just inside, hidden
it's
behind
somewhere
the wall?
Inside the Matterhorn is a half-court.
Of all the places you
I don't know if it's a full half-court, but, it's a hoop and an area where you can dribble and shoot, and Magic Johnson and Michael Jackson reportedly used to go to it all the time and play.
Did they want to play there because it was a way that they could why would you want to play basketball there? Just because you can?
Because you can. You have the access.
Don't they have gyms in their homes? Don't you go play in a house?
Well, as we learned from C.J. McCollum, no.
No, well, that's
the basketball players don't always have a basketball court.
You tell me they're what?
I don't think they went to it every day. It wasn't like their 24-hour fitness.
This is where they work out all summer long.
I think legitimately it was just like when they went to Disneyland, they'd be like,
I
got the access. Come look at this. And
has anybody ever seen it before? Is it like a unspoken legend that the photos have never been released?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I just know that's one of the fun hidden gems. There's a million of those at Disneyland.
Yeah.
One of the office windows, when you walk down the main street of Disneyland, there's a window specifically with a candle, a fake candle lit in it. That's Walt Disney's actual office.
Ah.
That was his office.
Okay, I didn't know any of this.
There's all those little fun I like finding out fun tidbits about places.
Yeah, the one that we've known about a long time is Paul Allen's apartment, and I would love why don't we get the Blazers releasing a YouTube video of a crib-style episode.
Dundon being introduced on a YouTube introduction video by laying in the apartment.
Come on in, guys. Here we go. So here's the living room. Here's the space.
That would be so sick.
I got a couch over here. Here's the TV. This is where we hang out and we watch our sports. Over here is my bedroom. This is the kitchen.
There's got to be a random, weird, artistic painting of Paul Allen in that apartment
Without
at all
a doubt.
times.
You think he's naked? Is it like the George Costanza on the couch, Paul Allen just naked, flex backwards?
I was more thinking of Obama's Hope for Change poster, but Paul Allen.
What's his slogan?
It says stay.
Stay.
Because Portland and Seattle both stayed because he bought them.
I see what you did there.
You know what I mean?
Tom.
And we'll talk about that coming up today. The Vulcans are selling the Seahawks.
Yes,
but,
they are.
So he admits the apartment is real. This is an interesting one, too. The way it's worded is really how you have to read the tea leaves on this. He was asked about building a team and how for a long time they were building around Dame. And so when you're in the NBA, you got to build around one player, right? You got to identify the one player.
Who's your guy?
And they said, have you identified who you're building this team around? And he said, yeah, currently it's Denny.
It's an interesting word usage there.
Denny emerged into an all-star this year, and really he's just getting started. He's 25, taking massive steps the last 2 years with us, but even prior, he was well on his way to becoming the guy. We feel we need multiple. So not necessarily the guy, but I think he's saying he's guy enough. We just need to add another guy.
I actually was really appreciative of that answer because I think it'd be pretty easy for a GM who is, to the first line of questioning in the interview, trying to save his job, not save his job, but keep his job, right? The ownership's going to change. When Dundon bought the Hurricanes, what did he do? He came in, he cleared house, everybody was gone. And so he's a guy who is advocating for allow me to continue to oversee this, look at the steps we've made. And it'd be very easy for him to come out and spike the football and be like, yes, Denny's the North Star, and this is the guy we will unquestionably build around for years to come. And he doesn't quite go all into that level. Like, Denny's certainly the best player on the team. He was just an all-star. He's having a tremendous year. I still think there are lingering questions about, is he the kind of guy that you can build a championship team around? Is he a number one to that level? In my mind, it's no. Right. And so this
is that a debate? That's not a debate.
It probably is online, but that's not the places you want to have that debate. So I love the idea of right now, like currently he's the guy because he's the best player on the team. He was just the only all-star that you had, but acknowledging like we clearly need more than this. This is not going to be enough.
Part of the reason I'm so, big on seeing the lineup, the 5-man lineup we talked about earlier. If you missed that, it was the Scoot, Shaden, Tamani, Denny, and Klingon lineups only had 143 possessions together. It's not just for the future's sake, right? I've been bringing this up all season, and I will continue. And I'll point to the All-Star game. Not that the All-Star game is the end-all, be-all. I just don't know, what is Denny's impact when he's off ball? He is an obvious high usage rate guy. He's in the 100 percentile in the NBA right now. He's like one of the few players that has it that much.
You played half of your year so far without a point guard. You needed him to do that.
Right. I'm not. It's not.
But if you don't need him to do that, what is his role?
But if you have an actual
point guard,
functioning point guard who's a distributor, because Scoot's not a scorer, he's a setup guy. What is the difference in Denny's game? Is there a difference? Is it the same? Because a lot of what Denny's doing is, if it's not get the rebound and go, it's bring ball up, be high motor, put my body into a body, get free throw guy. Yeah, and maybe that's still what it kind of is in a different way. But I don't think we have the full answer to that yet. Of this version of Denny with the full new versions of Donovan and, having Shaden and Scoot out there, like we haven't seen it enough. And so I'm still very unsure of what Denny off ball is versus Denny with dominating ball.
Circulating back to the first segment we brought up with the Blazers, that's why I want to see that lineup. When Scoot's running the offense, I want to see how they pair together for a high number of minutes, right? Not just a possession here, a possession there. A good sample size of how do they play off of each other, what's it like, what do they like off ball, how does each of them evolve their games around the other one? It's a big question for the rest of the year.
And finally, last one, he was asked about Neil Olshey saying it wasn't easy to get free agents to come to Portland. He says, TBD. Haven't spent much time in the free agency market yet during my tenure. Trying to do the math here. Is that accurate?
How many free agents have they signed in the last 5 years?
Well, I haven't spent much time in the free agent market yet.
Well, I think his saying is we didn't have any cap space, nor have we signed many free. Like that has not been the way that they've added pieces to their roster. I don't think it's been about the amount of time he's been GM. Yeah. It's just we haven't done it.
Okay, we went young. We just didn't have a lot of roster spots or cap space there to play a free agency market. I'm confident in our ability in the future to do so. I think what we're building is well-respected organization, a team that others will want to play for. We saw it with Dame. Of course, he had massive ties to the city organization, but he also believed in what we're building. I don't know if he would have come back if he didn't believe in the roster.
He might have, because I think he missed Portland and he's a legend here. So
I don't think he wanted to ask for a
trade.
That
was the one answer in that interview where I'm like, come on, man. Look, you want to sell me your belief that you're going to be able to entice free agents down the road? Fine. I don't believe you, but don't use Dame as an example of being able to land big fish.
That's a tough one.
He is certainly an outlier in this argument of a guy who went to Milwaukee, was depressed for 2 years, was in the middle of getting divorced, and wanted to get back close to his kids and come back to a city where he was a beloved icon and a hero, where we're going to build him a statue and retire his number someday. That's not quite the same as getting somebody in free agency who's never played in Portland before.
Yeah, it's a fun little interview with William Weekly. And
Interesting rest of the year, man.
Yeah.
They have taken a step. I think the question is, how big of a step have they taken?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be in the play-in because the rest of the West is ass. And I'm excited to see what lineup combinations, and let's all cross our fingers that they stay healthy and that we get a good sample size with this roster so they know what they have and what they don't have going into the offseason.
We got a Magic Cap Thursday. We'll get to that in the final hour. What's going on down in Eugene with Dana Altman this year? Ryan Clark will join us at 8:30 in the third hour. We still haven't talked about the Vulcans. They're selling the Seattle Seahawks, despite saying they weren't about 3 weeks ago. But coming up next, have you visited the files on The Fan?
It's time for Who's Stinking It Up?
Do not go in there.
A sports lowlight, ripped from the headlines.
We couldn't do diddly poo.
Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. Schedule your appointment online at threemountainshomservices.com.
We've been playing with fire with this. Obviously, overall defense, dreadful. Just the shot making was just ice cold. So, but this has been brewing, for us, just based on what the defenses look like. The defense has been a joke.
There's Danny Hurley. UConn falls at home to Creighton. Second half outscored 46-39. Defense not good enough. Been playing with fire. Hell of a night for Josh Dix. Scored 13 of his 21 in the second half. Did that for I believe he lost his mother?
Okay.
Playing for the memory of a family member. That was a great performance by him. Creighton gets a road win.
I love the idea that everything's been a joke. We're terrible. They were 24-2 going into the game. That's Dan Hurley for you.
They're not undefeated.
We suck. We're
Not
terrible. Been playing with fire. 24-3.
Who's stinking it up? UConn at home against Creighton. Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. Our friends at Three Mountains Home Services are back with an amazing offer. Buy an AC and get the furnace absolutely free, but only for a limited time. Year-round comfort starts now. Visit threemountainshomservices.com today.
a.m.
A lot to get to in the third hour of the radio program. It's a dangerous tease about the file thing. I should have probably talked about the KD files.
Make sure we know what kind of files we're talking. Although Prince Andrew got arrested today.
Accountability?
What?
What?
No. Look at that over in Britain. One of their own. Lock his ass up.
See you later, dude.
Guy's a scumbag. Bury him below the jail.
The KD files.
The KD files. What's old KD up to these days?
Well, Kevin Durant, somebody thinks they found his burner Twitter account, Get High on Life 77.
Is that the handle? Was that really it? Get High on Life 77?
Give me a second here. It is Get Higher
Okay.
77.
Oh.
At Get Higher 77. Now, should be noted, this
Did you guys
is
watch the X-Files?
scared the crap out of me. Can't do it.
I never watched the X-Files.
Can't do it.
Is it a good show?
Yeah.
It was a good show.
It was a
It
really
really
good
was
show.
well done.
Really well done.
Does it hold up well? Like if I watched it now, would it be like, ooh, that's still good?
Can I tease something to you?
Some of the episodes, some of them might seem a little hokey, but
Okay. I mean, I could put up with hokey. It's an alien show. I get it.
What was her name? Gillian Anderson? Gillian?
yes, Gillian Anderson.
You got a thing for her?
God, I had a thing
Scully.
for her. Scully.
Scully.
Oh, I
Dude.
wanted to be Mulder.
Yeah. Is it a redhead thing?
I think it was her general vibe.
You like the vibe that she put out?
There's just something like the off-putting nature of herself makes me...
Very serious, very...
What are you into?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What movies do you
But she
Like a
also
book, I can't read
she
you.
also had a fear like she wasn't like scared off by anything.
Oh, dude, no, they're dabbling in aliens and everything else.
Yeah. Should run to the front lines.
If you're curious about watching it, maybe hold off on watching it and wait. Ryan Coogler, the director of Sinners,
Okay.
Black Panther,
Yes, heard of him.
says his next project is the X-Files reboot.
Movie or TV show?
I don't know.
Okay.
I only heard he's doing a reboot of it.
As somebody who didn't see the original, I'd be down for a reboot.
With him making it?
With him
I'm all
making
in.
it?
I
Yeah.
mean, you got me.
You got me enticed.
Anyways, so we find this Twitter account, and it says some wild stuff. Some about current teammates, old teammates.
Ooh.
So somebody took all of the posts and turned it into an actual website, thekdfiles.com.
So you just kind of scroll through like you're on a Twitter account,
It's
essentially
literally
reading
like
Katie
scrolling.
tweets.
Yeah. On Josh Allen. Bill's got to think about moving Josh Allen to tight end and getting a real quarterback in there.
I mean, let's not act like that was that controversial of a take early in his career when he looked terrible. Remember that playoff game in Houston where he turned it over like 7 times?
On his teammate, Alperun Şengün. I'm going to turn the ball over with this S-ass team. IDGAF. Your franchise player can't shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future. On Jabari Smith, he's low-key R-word.
Nice.
Boy, this better not be his account.
This better not.
On Ben Simmons, I miss Ben Simmons. At least that N-word would give me the ball.
Because he refused to shoot.
On Devin Booker and Frank Vogel, who he played for and
Yes.
played with.
Last year. Last
Two
couple years.
dictators, Stalin and Hitler, Mussolini and Kim Jong-un. On James Harden, I miss James, man. That's a good N-word. Slightly delusional, but I understand him.
Is there any way that you could prove this?
He won't. He says
He's not
going to
answer
talk
on
about
this.
Twitter.
Of course he's not.
Which
Why would
has to be the most.
Read these. I wouldn't acknowledge it if I were him either.
You
is there-
can't acknowledge
You
this.
can't.
You can't.
Some of
They're
these guys
too-
he's currently playing with.
Yeah.
2 of those guys that you just read off are currently on the Rockets with him.
On Steph Curry, I started holding Steph accountable in film, and blank looked at me like this.
Some of these are like, if he's using that language, I started to hold him accountable in film. Like, that's not even a burner account.
He has one on Russell Westbrook, which has maybe been the best one of all of them. I wouldn't say Kyrie, was competing with me, but that light skin, Steph, and that triple-double cocaine bear was. And if Russell Westbrook doesn't create a triple-double cocaine bear t-shirt,
He needs to.
you are missing out on... I will buy that
is
tomorrow.
Almost a perfect description of Russell Westbrook. He plays like a bear on cocaine.
He is a triple-double cocaine bear.
It's one speed and one speed only, 100 miles an hour at all times. It does not stop and slow down.
Look, he's never going to admit that this is him. He
No,
can't.
you can't.
We
also can't fully prove, like, we can have funny theories and ideas. Like, I don't know how you would even, I'm not smart enough to figure out how you would even prove that it's him. other than just some of the verbiage that you use in there. But again, that's not 100% accurate.
There's one that references the Houston Rockets, his teammates, calls them crayon eaters.
There's some kids on that team. There's some young guys. He's a bit of a vet.
I think he hates his team. I think is what we're learning.
I mean, look, he is certainly a guy who spends a lot of time online. He is
no kid. He's admitted he has burners.
He has admitted to having burners before. There was a video of him walking around before one. I don't know which of the games it was because they played a bunch of different All-Star games this weekend. But whatever one it was, he was walking through warm-ups on the court on his phone, like they were good in the layup line, and he just had his phone out of his pocket and was doing something. I don't know if he's tweeting or texting or what the hell. Who knows? So he's certainly a guy who could fall into this category. I just have if you're Kevin Durant, what do you get out of this?
Why are you online this much?
I just don't understand it.
I've been asking this about his own account.
It's one thing for him to have his own account and have fun, chirp, because people would just send out the most random, hit tweets and, just absolute nonsense. And rebutting some of that, I could see the entertainment value in that as a professional athlete of like clapping back at people who are just out of pocket. I could get that. Having burner, I don't understand that. Like, if you just want to trash your teammates,
but
go do it like a normal person.
And you're not Kevin Durant. That's why you don't understand it.
Go talk about people behind their back like a normal person.
Right.
I don't need an anonymous account to tell somebody else how I feel about somebody else behind their back.
You want the hottest take?
You don't like your teammates? Call your mom. Be like, you'll never believe what this Şengün guy's up to at center, man. I can't stand him.
His hottest take on Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes has how many Super Bowl trophies?
3, 4, 3?
3.
3.
He's got 3. Same amount of rings as Swag's quarterback, Troy Aikman.
Yes, he does.
He said, GOAT? ? He's Troy Aikman. That's a hot take.
Keep cooking, baby. Keep cooking.
Troy Aikman, Patrick Mahomes, same player. Same player. Just hand it off. Use that line.
He didn't win one of those Super Bowls with a concussion and not remember it the next day. Shout out to Aikman on that one. He didn't know what town he was in.
He doesn't care. He's come back tonight. The Rockets are one of the teams playing tonight. He doesn't care.
No, but he's gonna have to. I mean, he'll answer questions about this.
But nobody's already been asked.
Yeah.
He was asked yesterday. He said, "I know you guys have to ask that question. I'm not going to get into Twitter stuff."
Log off,
and I
buddy.
just isn't
Log
that the
off.
biggest admission of guilt? Like, wouldn't you just say that I have burners? That ain't my burner.
Well,
That's
if he
funny,
just said
though.
none of that is me, nobody's going to believe him either way. So there's not really a win here for KD because then it's just he's just denying it. Of course he's going to deny it. If he said that, that's all we would respond with. So there's not a win here in any way for KD. If it is him, like, what the hell, dude? Log off of social media.
By the way, those are all files. Tweets, DMs, replies, criticisms. Those are all combined at the website.
Into the files. Go check out the files.
Loaded third hour of the radio pro. Welcome back, NBA. Welcome back.
Hey, it's good to have you back. Tanking, burner files, all-star games broken, draft lottery. What else is wrong with your sport?
Want to play LeBron's Israel answer?
Yeah, dude, let's do
gained
that.
A lot of Swag, no?
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 You sure you don't want to get into that one?
No?
You sure? Let's touch that topic.
Big topic for a couple days. Loaded third hour of the program. The Vulcans are selling the franchise up in Seattle. We'll talk about the Vulcans getting out of the business. May have heard that on Swag's update many a time.
No, they're not going to sell, though. They're not selling.
No,
the team is not for sale.
But they are.
The team's not. What are you talking about? The team, Jody just told me the team's not for sale.
But we have an investment banker and a law firm.
No. It's not for sale.
There's I read through the list the Seattle Times made of local buyers, and
Ballmer's got to be top of the list, right?
He's out.
He's out? Or he's out?
His wife basically said, because they were asked about this a couple of years ago, was like, would you buy the Seahawks? And his wife goes, if him and his next wife want to own the Seahawks, they absolutely can. And he laughed and went, I think we're good on sports. I think he has enough time dedicated to the Clippers. His wife is not putting up a
pivot.
Seahawks
The Clippers
business.
are going nowhere, man. Pivot, Steve. You got the money to do it.
So it may not be Ballmer. Many people don't believe Bezos will do it, even though he did bid on the Commanders and he was outbid, which is odd because you have $1 jillion.
He's flirted with it a bunch.
The names are not sexy in any way. Do you know Microsoft's head of CEO staff relations developer?
I got nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
That might be
I'm
who ends
assuming
up
that
buying
guy's
it.
really rich, though?
A lot of
Has
them are.
billions of dollars in the bank?
Yeah. How about John Stanton? That was a name thrown out there.
John Stanton,
I don't know if Mariner fans are happy about that one.
No, you would be. What?
So we'll get to that at some point in the third hour. Ryan Clark will join us as well. Hour 3 and 4 ahead. Dirt and Sprague, 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the estate for Paul Allen and the Vulcans hoping to actually cash in on the spoils from their Super Bowl victory. Despite denying initial reports, it has been acknowledged the team now is set to be sold. An investment banking firm and lawyers are in place. Initial estimates of a potential sale price are in the $7 to $8 billion range. If that holds, it would be the highest sales price of a team in NFL history. The United States will face Canada for the 7th time in the Olympic gold medal women's ice hockey game. Americans 2-4 in the previous 6, but did have a 5-0 shutout of Canada in group play last week. You can see this one on USA Network. Puck drops 10:10 this morning. PGA Tour with back-to-back signature events as they wrap up their West Coast swing from famed Riviera Country Club in LA. It's the Genesis Invitational. All 10 of the current top 10 ranked world golfers in the field. Rico Hoey has grabbed the early lead 2 under par. Rory McIlroy will tee off in about an hour. Scotty Scheffler set to go off at 11:37. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime time with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, be a normal person. Just text your buddies.
Yeah, dude, like everybody talks ass about other people behind other people's backs. That's a very normal thing to do. Every human being does that from time to time. You leave a gathering, it's a coworker, whatever the case. Like we all have that.
Just the 3 of us, our ongoing show group chat.
Yes.
And that is the safest of safest spaces.
It will never be released.
It will never
say
be.
never, dude.
Yeah, it's true. Until one of us commits a heinous crime.
And then we're like, hey,
you
we
gotta
need
turn it over for
discovery.
discovery.
Like, no.
What did Jason Swigard say? No. He said, what?
We have to have the ability to unsend and delete the text. Like, you can do that now with iPhones. You can unsend a message.
Well, no, that's why a lot of people use, what's the WhatsApp? Is that the one that deletes them and you can't access them or whatever?
I think that's why people use WhatsApp.
You gotta hide it, you know.
Yeah,
Nothing is quite to that
gets
level.
employed for the fraternity brothers trips.
Does it really?
Oh, you use WhatsApp for that?
Does it really?
Absolutely.
You guys all go on WhatsApp to message each other? I've never used WhatsApp before. Is it easy to use?
Yes.
It is.
Very
My
easy.
brother wants to do it on our group chat for the family, and everybody's like, we're literally in the group chat.
Why does he want to use it for the family group? What's going on in a
don't
family
know.
group chat?
What is your first? So when you hear a swag,
Like,
say,
I get
hey,
it for a friends group because there's some, like, look, there are things that we
my
say that are a little
fraternity
blue
group
in there.
of white guys wants to get on WhatsApp every
What are you guys
vacation.
saying? What are you
What
talking
are
about?
you saying?
What words are getting thrown around in there?
No, it's not that.
Remember in the 80s when you could say
Is it about
this?
things that happen on your trip?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Photos, those sorts of things.
Certain wives cannot be privy to that information.
I mean, I'm not gonna act like I haven't been on trips with college buddies that there's certain pieces of evidence that need to be deleted forever.
Your nickname used to be the Cocaine Bear.
Whoa! I don't know who you're talking about. No, it's me.
There's no turds
What
here.
kind of triple-double
You're not
is
getting a
that?
triple-double.
Yeah, I'm not even a double.
You're
guy,
the double
dude.
bogey Cocaine
I'm
Bear.
the double bogey. Yeah,
There we go.
Slashing out at people irrationally. So yeah, the KD stuff. I don't get people who are that high of level in their profession spending time doing that for what purpose? Like that's the hard thing I have in my head.
His face is in his phone like everybody else.
I know
That's
it
why.
is, but that's
And he doesn't want to respond with his actual name attached to something. He wants to say how he feels. The one on Steve Kerr is hilarious. It's basically since MJ punched him in the face, he doesn't mess with darker skinned people is what that tweet said.
he's not going to fight back with you, essentially.
He doesn't mess with them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say.
He did get punched in the face.
Yeah.
If I got punched in the face,
But it's just like there's so many wild things to say on this that Kevin Durant could never actually attach his name to.
No, he couldn't.
That's
actually
why
say
he would have a burner account.
Oh, KD, don't ever change. Well, we do have a lot to get to in this hour of radio. Ryan Clark's going to join us coming up bottom of the hour. What is going on with my basketball program? And is it time for a change? Because I think we're seriously starting to ask that question. It's been floated.
One down year, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty down year.
It's pretty bad.
Do we trust we'll hold that. We'll hold that, and let's get to that here coming up in a moment. I'll tease that Ryan Clark. So we'll get into this segment, and then we'll interview Ryan and get his thoughts coming up bottom of the hour. Friend of the program for the Oregonian, covering Oregon now. Seattle Seahawks are not for sale, according to the Vulcans, and now they are for sale, according to the Vulcans.
Yes, they are.
They will be sold. The list price is just absolute insanity. When you look at the return on investment for some of these, it just boggles my mind. The numbers on what Paul Allen paid for the Seahawks in the late 1990s when he bought the team, helped keep them in Seattle, to what they're going to be sold for now. But it does enter into a unique time, right? And we went through this with the Blazers when Jody put the Blazers up for sale months ago in the last offseason, and now we're on the horizon of that actually coming to fruition. But it leads to questions of who's going to buy it, or do they care about sports? Is there an investment level? They don't have the same level of fear about the team leaving the city and all that we're dealing with in some way, shape, or form here in Portland with the Blazers and the Motor Center situation. But, I mean, it throws it up into the air. What's it going to be, and what's it going to look like with a new ownership group? Because I certainly have my bones to pick with Jody, and I have made them very clear over the last handful of years. We've never heard her talk, and then she's out there eloquently speaking at holding a Super Bowl trophy. Like, yeah, dude, a couple of interviews over the last handful of years would have helped the fan base a lot to see the vision and what your role is in it, all of it, all of that stuff. But now all of this is up in the air, and Seahawks are going to be up for sale for the first time since the late 90s when Paul Allen bought them.
So what year was Lumen built?
2003, I think.
I was just thinking about this during the break. Like, I've been to Lumen Field a few times. It's beautiful. The area is cool.
Opened in 2002.
Isn't that pretty old by stadium standards for sports?
I mean, they're not that far off probably from doing the Dome, the Super Bowl, can we host big event stuff that every NFL team is now doing.
That's the thing about that is, like, I don't go to that stadium and feel like it's as old as the Moda. And I know the Moda's older, but
yeah, Moda was what, 94?
96.
96?
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a difference.
It's not that big of a difference, but
No.
you go into Moda and you're like, yeah, pretty dated. You go into Lumen Field and you're like, this is nice. Sweet setup.
Has Lumen Field undergone any renovations?
I would imagine over the years it's gone through many
I don't think anything though
renovations.
major.
Nothing massive.
Nothing
just
massive, yeah.
Slight maintenance here or there.
Maybe concourse-related instances or whatnot.
Around its 20th anniversary in 2022 to improve the fan experience, it went through a multi-year renovation.
Yeah.
Fanovation, they called it, modernizing facilities, preparing for the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah.
New premium clubs, upgraded concourse, new video boards,
Yep.
and a transition to natural grass, which they'll obviously have to
Dude,
have for the World
it's
Cup.
a great.
They don't have for Seahawks, but they will for
It's
the
a
Cup.
great venue. It's become
Yep.
a great home field advantage when the fans are packing the place. It's so damn loud. Look, the Vulcans selling this isn't shocking. The fact they denied it was probably the biggest sign that they were obviously going to sell it. The names of people that are lined up, according to the Seattle Times, Seth Wickersham did an interview for 710 yesterday, and he said that the sexy name everybody's going to use is Jeff Bezos. Bezos bid on the Commanders. He was outbid by Josh Harris, but he moved from Seattle to Miami. He's more East Coast-based than he is West Coast anymore, and so he doesn't actually think that it's going to be Bezos, and he suggested the NFL has a list, a secret list of people that they know have the money and that know have been interested in buying it. Whether that name is going to be on that list, we'll have to wait and see, because all the local people are Microsoft adjacent.
Yeah, has to be.
Microsoft CEO, Microsoft assistant head of development, investor of Microsoft, John Stanton. Like, it's all Microsoft. So is it going to be some random name nobody really knows that's super uber rich from Microsoft, or are you going to get somebody on a list that the NFL has that's going to be a decently known name from, like, Texas that just comes in and buys it? They're probably not going to get
out-of-towner, yeah.
Schefter's saying $10 billion.
$10 billion is insane.
I heard 7
dude.
to 8.
Yeah, and I think 7 to 8. Wickersham was like, I think it's more in the 7 to 8 range. 10 is like the NFL's pie in the sky hope because all the valuations go way up.
This is also
I
the
think that's
first
only-
time.
That would be only if you get like some local bidding war. Like Two different groups in Seattle absolutely
trying to
want
do
it.
This is the first time it's ever happened in the history of the league where the team that just won the championship is up for sale
selling it.
immediately. That's
Yeah.
never happened in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
So you're also not buying the bottom of the barrel NFL team. You're buying the team that just won the championship.
This is aside from saying they were number 1 in the NFL, this is a top 8 team in the NFL for like 15
This is
years.
as close to a turnkey house to buy as you can.
Oh,
get.
with that, not a lot of maintenance that needs to be done.
Yeah, dude. And I think that's the underrated part is when you talk about like the difference between the teams the Vulcans own or owned between Portland and Seattle, there's a million things you could point to. But watching Seattle be successful is as simple to me as handing the reins over to smart people who know what they're doing.
When John Schneider was already
versus
there when Paul
meddling.
died. Yeah.
And then also allowing when you did hand over the reins to be to a snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
Because we saw when they had smart people, Kevin Pritchard, what did they build? They got talented players in here. Well, somehow, some way, Kevin Pritchard has the relationship fall out. And where's Kevin Pritchard go? Where's he at right now? Indiana. He's a snapped Achilles away from maybe having a championship in Indy freaking Anna.
Yeah.
All right. In Portland, it's fire, fire, fire. Oh, hello, Neil Olshey. Here's the keys to everything.
You run it.
We won't meddle. All of a sudden, we're going to decide not to meddle. You run it, and you'll run it right into, consistent playoff appearances, but nothing to ever really speak of.
And then when it hits the wall, we'll fire the coach and not fire you and allow you to hire your best friend to go be the next head coach who then gets arrested by the FBI.
Where in Seattle, it was, all right, what are we doing? All right, we got a new stadium. Okay. Who can we bring in here to build this thing up and make it a real viable? Oh, hey, Mike Holmgren, here's a ton of money. Yeah. We'll pay you the most of anybody. Come over here and do what you did in Green Bay in Seattle.
Run the show. Get to a Super Bowl.
And then, there's John Schneider. We poached Green Bay once.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Let's bring John Schneider over here.
How many GMs are longer tenured than John Schneider?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Because when did he officially take over as GM? It was roughly around...
when did they hire Pete Carroll? Because
2010, I think.
So you're looking at, 15 years?
Yeah.
Is Ozzie Newsome still
Ozzie
the GM
could be
in
Baltimore.
He's
That's
still the Baltimore guy. Yeah, January 19th, 2010.
Okay, so he's been there for 15 years. How many GMs have been around longer than 15 years?
His extension, by the way, takes him to 2031. He just won a Super Bowl. That's
like
definitely
he's not going
happen.
anywhere. He's a Hall of Fame GM.
How long's Veach been at Kansas City?
Probably a while, but did he come with Andy Reid or was he there with Andy Reid? I don't remember that backstory.
Right now it says Mickey Loomis.
Okay, is the longest tenured?
Yeah.
Oh, with the Saints?
With the Saints.
All right.
'Cause,
Technically, Jerry Jones is the longest running GM. Ain't never going to be a barrier because he makes all the personnel decisions in Dallas. So technically, it is Jerry Jones, but in title only. I just was thinking about that to your point, they hired right and they trusted the people, and then they didn't make panic moves when ups and downs and turbulent moments happen.
Well, doesn't Schneider's role and his actual defined role? I don't think it's just general manager. I think it's president of operations, right? So
it could be a slightly different title.
When you go to the list, I don't know if his name pops up on all the lists anymore because his title has changed. But we know he's running that thing.
I love how we have to do that of
It's
different
so
titles,
stupid.
and you're not technically. I'm the president of operations. Well, what the hell does that mean? I make the personnel decisions.
If
So
you're
you're the
still-
GM.
yeah.
Who's got the final okay for draft picks?
It's
You
John
do.
Schneider.
You're the
Oh,
general
yeah,
manager.
yeah,
What
yeah.
are we doing here? Nice title change, though.
It's either you or the owner. Some places it's the owner.
The Giants did this back in the day when Brian Sabian was their GM that built their 3 World Series teams, and then they shifted his role, and he was the president of baseball operations, but they didn't hire another. It's like, wait, so he's still the GM, but you're just calling him something different now? All right, that makes sense.
So this list, I don't know if I trust this list. Jerry Jones is number 1.
He is. He's
hilarious.
the longest tenured GM in the
Yeah,
NFL.
he
He
is.
makes all their decisions.
Belichick was this for a long time.
Yeah, Belichick was it in New England.
Mike Brown, August 5th, 1991.
Oh, with the Bengals?
Yep.
He's the owner, though, isn't
He's
he?
the son or something.
I think he's
Yeah.
the
The
son.
son of the
Yeah.
owner?
Yeah.
He's been their GM since 1991?
This is
How
what this
old is
website
he?
says.
Well, they never spend money, so.
Mickey Loomis, 2002 by the Saints, and then John Schneider, 2010.
Wow.
Okay.
Howie Roseman was hired 10 days after John Schneider.
Yeah, I was going to say Roseman's probably been around that amount of time.
Snead in L.A. with the Rams.
Yeah.
And then you go through Chris Greer. Obviously, has been.
So it's a
fired.
very
He was
small
one of them.
list of guys who have been
Yeah.
around that long. And
Yeah.
they've clearly they have delegated to the right people and allowed those people to take over. And I think your point on Portland and the meddling is 100% accurate. And that's been the frustration that we've had with Jody of we've seen you be able to do this with a competent organization, get out of the way and let people do their jobs.
Well, I think she's letting Joe do it.
Yeah, but
also,
she
I think
also
Burt
didn't
called-
let Joe do it initially because she was the
I
owner
know.
when they fired
Yeah.
Stotts and kept Neil
I
O'Shea,
know.
which was a disastrous decision.
Yeah.
And then allowed Neil O'Shea to hire Chauncey Billups. She was the person in charge when all of that went down. And anybody with a brain that watched him lose that Denver series should have said, like, now's the time to blow it up.
So this says Duke Tobin is the Bengals GM.
Yeah, I don't remember the kid in Cincinnati being the general manager, but
They
don't
don't officially operate with a title called general manager in Cincinnati.
Of course.
They call it a
Sprague's point.
collaborative approach
It's a group.
led by their director of player personnel, Duke Tobin.
So 7 to 8, 9, maybe
Mike
$10 million is what the Seahawks might go for. That back and forth of our friend Brady Henderson at ESPN reporting they're for sale. The Vulcans coming out saying, no, we're not. No, we're not. And then coming out immediately after the year saying we are for sale. It's really funny.
There's two things on this, and I'll just say it quickly. Is like, one, I know people are excited about Dundon. I get it. He's winning in Carolina. They're really good again this year. But he's not cash heavy.
He's not the richest guy on the planet. No.
And the NBA, to compete, you have to be way more cash fluid than you do in the NHL. Like the NHL is like 18-year contract for $4 million. You're like, how does that work? The NBA doesn't operate that way. So it's not that it can't get better or won't get better. I think he'll be a culture setter. But there is an element of losing the Vulcan era that is going to be very interesting to watch. Whereas in Seattle, whoever buys the Seahawks, you literally don't have to do anything.
No, it's all set. Yeah.
Cool. Hi, John. Hi, Mike. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. The Blazers situation is all right, are we going to get renovations? Is the city going to help me out here?
Yeah, what's the stadium
Am
look
I
like?
keeping the general manager?
Who's my head coach?
Who's my head coach?
Yeah.
Do we have a franchise player? We haven't made the playoffs in X amount of years. Like, there's just so many more things on the plate for Dundon coming in than there will be for whoever it is buys the Seahawks.
Agree with you there. Seattle for sale officially yesterday, and we'll see what they end up going for and who buys them. That process will play out throughout the course of the offseason. Is the right guy in charge, and where do they go from here? That is next. Ryan Clark, bottom of the hour, back after this. 105.1 FM, The Fan.
a.m.
All right, our friend Ryan Clark coming up bottom of the hour. What the hell's going on in Eugene?
Not good things, Bob.
We're a baseball school now. It's all right.
Are you?
Did we win this weekend?
Yeah, you.
Their season started, right? They played in. Why do we play in Eugene to start the year? You guys get
That
to
was
go
my
down to
question.
Arizona.
Well, we're the big juggernaut.
I'm seeing highlights of sunshine, and there's Beaver fans down there. Although you did lose your first game. I somehow knew that from our group chat. I had a buddy who was randomly talking trash to Beaver
Ducks
baseball in the group
swept
chat.
George Mason.
Okay, suck it, George Mason. This ain't the Final Four. You ain't going on a run anymore.
Dude, I'll tell you
The
this.
Freemasons, get out of here. We're not scared of you.
Cold golf and cold baseball, two sports I want nothing to deal with when temperatures are sub 50.
I would much rather play cold golf than cold. Well, I guess it depends on the
I'm out.
position on cold baseball. Like, are you talking attending or playing yourself?
Both.
Both, yeah. I'm
I don't-
attending either.
yeah.
I'm out. I'm agree with you 100%. If I had to pick one to play in cold, depends on where you're playing on a baseball field.
Well, like when we used to play Little League.
If you're standing in left field and it's cold and rainy, you're just miserable.
Yeah, if
because
you're
you can't,
pitching or catching,
if you're pitching
you're
or catching, you're
probably
dude,
okay.
I actually prefer a little bit chillier, to be honest with you.
oh, really?
I'm not sweating my balls
Well,
off.
I guess we
back
got all
there.
the gear on. That's
Dude,
yeah.
you want to catch in 100-degree heat? You ever done that before? It ain't fun, buddy.
Well, it's not so much the outfield stuff. It's actually more the bat. Like
Yeah, when you
how
get
many
one off of the
times
barrel.
did you
Brrr.
yeah.
Rattles in your
You
hands
get
a little
the
bit.
bees,
God,
the
just
bee
the
stingers
stingers.
running through your fingertips.
That's
That
no fun,
happened to
man.
me when I played golf.
Nah.
I was hitting the middle of the ball
Oh.
too much, and I'm like, oh, hands started hurting.
No,
It was
Ducks
awful.
baseball starting a 4-game series against Youngstown State.
Look,
today.
we only play the mighty. Are we the Indiana? Did we schedule just cupcakes the entire time to boost our record? Is
Start
that
like
what you're telling me?
25-0.
Dude, we're undefeated, man. You got to rank us in the top 10.
They had to
playing
bump
Old
up
Dominion.
the start times. They're worried about the weather, maybe getting a little too cold as the sun goes down. So you get bonus happy hour today because they bumped off Ducks Insider.
Oh, so it's from 12 to or
So
from
we get
1
a-
to 3.
1 to
Okay.
3. We get a 2-hour
Yeah.
happy hour today.
Yeah,
I love a good
today and tomorrow.
Look, to be honest, 1 hour is not enough time for happy hour. Sometimes you want an extra drink. You want to, man, you know what? Let's get the quesadilla.
You get a take.
Let's get the chips and dip.
We need to change the happy hour times.
What's a good happy hour time?
Well, for most adults during the week, it should start at 4, not 3.
I love me a good. Now our jobs. When I get the 2 to
Two-
5
yes,
happy hour joint,
That's my happy hour.
Oh.
I mean,
my dinner
yeah.
time's 4:30
Let's
based on the time I
go.
wake up for work. So yeah, dude, I want a 1 o'clock
See, I'm
happy hour.
thinking of everybody else, not ourselves.
You don't want to be
here.
selfish here. Look, if the non-selfish answer, you are right. It should be a little bit.
Because how
later.
many times do you get to the happy hour and it's 5:55 and you're like, well,
Yeah,
they're
the
not
ones
gonna
that
give
are
me
like
the
3 to
happy hour.
6.
Give me 4 to 7
Yeah,
How often when you're at a happy hour do you order off the happy hour menu?
every time.
Every
time.
time.
I'm
Me
a
too.
cheapskate.
I can
do too.
always find something on a happy hour.
There's always a
menu.
drink special too. Like if you're in the mood
Yep.
for a cocktail, there's always one on
Dude.
there for a cocktail. It's a little bit.
Everything's on there. Give me you have the cocktail option. You have tacos. You got wings. You got the mac and cheese. Like
It's always
yeah.
good stuff. Stuff
It's
that you
always
want
good.
that you know is a staple where you
Yeah.
could roll the dice on something
And
else.
the
But
thing
I
about
know
the
I'm going to
happy
like
hour,
this.
it's a little smaller.
the portions
serving,
are perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah.
so you can nibble.
I mean, like, can we also be honest about something else?
Happy hour.
Hot
true-
take here.
true
What's the deal
confessions.
with Oregon basketball?
Nacho sizes are stupid.
You mean the full nacho?
A regular standard nacho at a restaurant.
Yeah, you're
Like full meal nacho?
Yeah.
it's too much.
unless you're a glutton, you're
Right.
taking a box home.
That's why the happy hour nacho.
It's a small plate.
Perfect.
That anything happy hour is actually the proper
Yes.
portion. So what we should be eating.
I will say this. So the wife and I went out on Saturday because the niece wanted to babysit, and it wasn't even for Valentine's Day. Just the timing of it worked, right? And so we're walking around the neighborhood. It's like we could go somewhere nice, but then we feel like we have to put non-sweatpants on, and I don't really want to do that. Not to mention the fact that we don't have a reservation anywhere, and I'm sure you probably need one of those, and we're trying to eat dinner at like 3:30. So this is a triple whammy, not going to work for us. So we went to a bar instead of going to a nice restaurant, and we ordered some off of the happy hour menu, and I got the nachos. We shared the nachos and then did the additional meal. We each got a burger, I think, and fries. Very simple. And the nachos filled me up too much. Finishing the burger was a struggle.
I'm shocked you
And
did
it was-
nachos and a burger.
It was a little too much. We got a little aggressive. We don't go out to eat very often. And it was one of those like, what the hell? When in Rome, let's get some nachos.
Well,
and we ate, cleaned out the nachos because we were
Yeah.
hungry.
They're delicious.
And it was when you go to the Mexican restaurant, you eat too
Right.
many chips and salsa,
Chips
and you
and
get your big
salsa.
burrito, and you're like, dude, I got no room left, man. So even the small plate of nachos might have filled me up a little
No,
too
there's
much.
some.
Could have been my whole meal.
Sometimes the wife and I will hit a happy hour at a bar, and we'll just order 4 or 5 different appetizers and just all share.
I love doing that.
That's
Or on the the happy hour
So
menu.
much.
You get
Yeah,
four, like
that's
get
what
the
you do.
wings,
Yeah.
get the nachos, get the quesadilla, and
I
get
want
the
a bite
whatever.
of this. I want
the
one
pretzel.
of those. I want
yeah.
one of those.
Well, we have I have a cousin that, like, if you go to dinner with her or you go to a meal with her.
Oh, she's sharing off everybody's plate?
No, she's a menu. We'll take the menu.
Oh.
And you'll be like,
Excuse me.
what? And then it'll
How does
be
that
literally
work at the
like,
Cheesecake Factory?
well, we
There's some
don't.
fish tacos right here for $10. What the hell's the matter with you?
Hey,
It's like,
come here.
hey,
Lean in.
hey.
Swag. We don't go there.
Oh.
I don't like it. I don't think it's very good.
Wow.
This is good cheesecake.
I think I have to agree with you there. It's been a long time since I've eaten at one.
It's cheesecake. I
Yeah.
mean, is it really that much different than other cheesecake? Let me guess. Sugar?
I'm also not a huge fan of cheesecake. Hot take.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Like, just
Cheesecake's
give me
good.
normal cake.
It's good, but
Give me normal cake. If I'm eating cake, I want normal cake, not cheesecake.
I'll
that,
take
by the way,
cheesecake over regular cake any day. of
You're a
the
big
week.
cheesecake
my
guy?
whole
love
point was like, if we go out with her, we're trying every item on your menu. Like, we went to a Thai restaurant and she ordered 14 things.
Who's covering the bill here?
We split.
What? I ain't splitting that. If you're getting 14 things.
I participated.
So you tasted each of the 14
How much
platters?
Not all
food
of
did you
them.
take home or leave?
Yeah, that's
on
like
the
a
table?
month of leftovers.
There
dude.
was a decent amount of us to the point where, like, it wasn't much leftovers.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you got like 8 to 10 people, then
That's
okay.
what we were doing.
Okay. Now I see.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thought
So
like
it's-
there's like 4 of you, and she's ordering
Yeah.
16.
One of the
plates
greatest
coming.
inventions ever is the Chinese easel. The where you
The lazy Susan.
The lazy Susan, where you slide the meals around person to person. Ooh, can I get a spoonful of that? Whoop, slide it around.
Yeah.
The pass is such a pain in the when you're at the
Nobody
big
wants to
table.
pass.
There's something way down there, and then you don't want to be the bitch that's at the end of the table, like, hey, can I get some more of that? But
Right.
it made its way all the way
Right, now
down
it's
there.
at the very
But I've
end.
already taken 2
I know.
spoonfuls of it. Now I'm kind of hogging that dish.
It's the best thing my wife has maybe done in our house. She put a lazy Susan in our fridge. So the different milks and whatever else,
Brilliant move.
spin that around, man.
Brilliant move.
Such a, oh my
Instead
God.
of taking things out to get to other things that are in the back of the fridge that you need, you just slide it.
I had never opened a fridge and been horny in my life until I saw her do that. And I was like, whoa.
Jimmy from
I didn't know you could do this. You have broken the rules.
Well, I don't know what that was, but what's the deal with Oregon basketball? Should we find out? Let's find out. Ryan Clark of the Oregonian, covering Oregon now. He's changed from Oregon State to Oregon, and he was down in Eugene the other night. They went 2 of 20 from 3 and lost to one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. What the hell's the matter? What's going on? Ryan Clark joins us next. First year Swag with Sports Center.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings tossed with a perfect dry rub served with a trio of killer sauces. Menus at bigschicken.com. First on the Fan. Initially, the Vulcans denied the reports before winning their second Super Bowl in franchise history, but now have acknowledged the estate for Paul Allen has begun the process to sell the team this offseason. Initial estimates of a potential sales price are in the $7 to $8 billion range. If they get that, it would be the highest sales price of a team in NFL history. Olympic gold medal on the line in women's ice hockey today. The United States will take on Canada for the 7th time in such a game. Americans 2-4 in the previous 6. They did shut out the Canadians 5-0 during group play last week. Puck drops 10-10 this morning on USA Network. The Genesis Invitational is the final stop on the West Coast swing for the PGA Tour, and it is just underway from famed Riviera Country Club. They're back there this year. 4 players at 2 under par in the early going, including Jake Knapp and Tom Hoagie. Rory McIlroy teeing off at 9:08. Scotty Scheffler will go in the afternoon wave at 11:37. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday.
we do this. Let's go over the ground rules.
The Daily Ticker, where Dirt and Sprague hit the big stories you've heard about and some you haven't.
How'd you do that? Actually, I'm not even mad. It's amazing.
The Daily Ticker with Dirt and Sprague on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, Daily Ticker time on a Thursday, and Oregon basketball has been in the news lately because we talked about their performance against Minnesota the other night, and Dana Altman's having easily the worst year he's ever had in Eugene. Where do they go from here, and what does the future look like? Joining us now is our good friend Ryan Clark of the Oregonian, now covering the Ducks, at Ryan T. Clark on Twitter. All Duck fans, go give him a follow. Excited to see him cover a full year of football next year. And boy, Ryan, did you pick a hell of a time to start jumping into some Oregon conversations, because the basketball season's been an unmitigated disaster. God bless you for sitting through that one if you were in Eugene the other night, because they went 2 of 20 from 3 against Minnesota and scored 44 points. I'm just curious when you look at a 30,000-foot view of Oregon basketball, where are they at right now? What the hell went wrong, and how did they get out of this?
Yeah, I will say going from Beaver football to Ducks men's basketball has been quite the journey. Not a lot of difference right now, But what's going wrong? What's the feeling? What's the temperature? I mean, they just don't have the guys to compete right now. The roster construction is a major issue. You don't go 2 of 20 from 3 by accident. The guy you bring in from Elon to Kai Simpkins goes 0 for 10 from the field. Dana Altman has admitted that he feels like he didn't build enough guard depth behind Jackson Shellstad, and Shellstad's a great player, but him going down with injury shouldn't completely nuke your season. It shouldn't cause you to, fall off a cliff and be 9-17, 2-13 in the Big Ten. As you said, worst season under Altman, worst season the program's had in decades. Yeah. Where does Dana sit with it? Dana, I think, has publicly said that he wants to continue coaching. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Ducks would have to pay about $8 million to buy him out. That's the total cost of the rest of his contract. But I could see them revisiting it at the end of this season. Now, have I heard anything concrete on that front? No. They're pretty tight-lipped over at Oregon, but certainly a conversation to be had about what you want your program's future to look like, especially navigating the NIL space. You haven't really finished in the top 25 of the AP in the last 5 years. Where is the program heading? And this is about as low a point as you could get.
Yeah, I have a lot of kind of follow-ups on the Altman front. I'm one, Ryan, with the opinion of he's the greatest coach in your program's history. You don't fire him. You let him go out when he wants to go out, and you kind of just deal with it. I don't know if he'll make a decision on that and change his mind to maybe hang it up a year earlier than he wants to, but I am curious of how much you think the Big Ten is playing into this. That's become quite the narrative of the West Coast teams. USC got obliterated last night by Illinois. Oregon's having a bad year. Washington's terrible. UCLA's got their coach out there just screaming at reporters for raising their voice. It's not going well for the basketball front of the Big Ten move. How much of this is Big Ten related, or is this just not good recruiting, not good player personnel, and just a bad string of luck with West Coast-based teams, particularly when it comes to Oregon?
Yeah, I think the Big Ten thing definitely factors in. The travel for sports like basketball is much more difficult than it is for football. They are missing a lot more class. They're on the road for longer, and just getting yourself up to play basketball at different hours when your body clock is all out of whack when your West Coast team is hard. I will say I am glad I'm not covering UCLA and that UCLA is not 9-17 right now, because Mick Cronin might have punched me in the face by now.
Ryan, don't raise your voice at us, Ryan. Okay, you watch your tone when you're talking to us. Okay,
God.
Come on, Jesus.
Respect your elders.
I know it's very important that we respect our elders, even if we're looking down at them. So, but yeah, no, it's hard for all those teams in the West Coast side of the Big Ten to make that travel. That factors in, but the stink has been on this Oregon team, whether they're at home or away. All their wins, except for one, mind you, are at home. But it's been rough all the way around.
Yeah, we're talking with Ryan Clark covering the Ducks, Duck beat writer for the Oregonian, OregonLive.com, at Ryan T. Clark. On Twitter, you can go give him a follow there. And I think to Sprague's point, Ryan, I've gone back and forth with this. There's a lot of like Johnny-come-lately Duck fans who every time Oregon loses a couple of games, they want to get Dana Altman fired. And I have always been somebody who has pushed against that. Like, this is the best coach you've ever had. You've won 20 games every year that he's been there. And there's a balance and a nuance to this of this isn't just like Ernie Kent was a pretty easy guy to move on from when they made that call. And I was a student at Oregon when Ernie Kent was there. And it was like, yeah, there was a good year here, a good year there. And then you were asked for like 5 years in between. And it became a very simple decision. This one isn't simple, but I just have a hard time understanding how it has gotten this bad, to your point on guard depth being a major issue. Like, he's found a way to navigate different injuries or guys coming and going and players bouncing after 1 year, transferring away, and it's usually a new team every single year. And
he usually hits on his transfers.
They've found a way to stay like, yeah, they're not finishing in the top 20 every year. They're not going to the Elite Eight every year, but they're going to the tournament more often than they're not, and they're winning games. And so I guess my question for you would be, where is the confidence level that Oregon has, not only the coach, but I think it's also more than that in terms of the rest of the infrastructure around it to get this thing right? And does he deserve a longer runway to say, we need to give you multiple years to fit? Like, we're not just going to can you after one bad year. Do we give you another year to do this? Because it's a very complicated question and answer, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of layers to it, and a big portion of it would be how you build out your infrastructure as a program. Like, he doesn't have a general manager. He's been the one that's building the roster.
Now, whose call is that, Ryan? Is that his call, or is that, I'm assuming he doesn't want one? Like, is that something Oregon could say, like, hey, we might need somebody here?
That would certainly be a conversation behind the scenes that with his, experience, with how many years he's been at Oregon and all the success, he would have a big factor in. I don't doubt that he would reconsider maybe not wanting one. I would imagine that's a conversation about where do they allocate money on the athletic department side, particularly with revenue share coming in now. Things are going to be allocated very heavily toward football if they aren't already, of course.
Right.
And so you have to factor that into whether they're willing to pay a GM just for a sport like men's basketball, particularly when on the women's side you are working with the same sort of parameters, and they've had more success. So you try to figure out how to build out the staff that way. But I don't think that Dana is necessarily resistant to having a GM. I just think that, his experience and connections have paid off in the past, and he's had success in the portal. It just, the dice did not fall his way at all on that front this year.
To kind of ask you this, like, let's play a hypothetical here, and let's assume they revamp some stuff. Maybe he hires a GM, has a conversation with Mullins, and comes back. What about the roster next year leaves you encouraged, and how many new players would be on the roster in your estimation of how it all looks right now?
I mean, I would hope for Oregon's sake that you're pushing double digits new players, because this is a situation where there's a lot of guys who are leaving. You think about Nate Biddle, who is basically the only thing you got going consistently right now. Kwame Evans Jr. Obviously has been successful in stretches, but hasn't been the player you want him to be. Then you get Shellstad back if he stays, if he doesn't enter the portal. Now, I'm not saying or breaking any sort of news here that he might enter the portal, but certainly you have to think about that as a factor, that you might lose those guys. So, yeah, I mean, the way that the roster is constructed right now, I've never seen Dana Altman so frustrated with a group in my years watching Oregon basketball. And in particular, a guy who has lit it up with his scoring at times, but Dana Altman just gets really peeved about his defense is Wei Lin. The trying to build your roster with guys, some of them were pros overseas, some of them were, I don't think they're going to, mine the G League and cause any sort of, controversy the way that Alabama has. But you're just trying to build a roster any way you can under whatever rules actually exist. And I think that double digits new guys would not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, interesting questions lie ahead for Oregon basketball. The man covering it now for the Oregonian is Ryan Clark. Go give him a follow on Twitter at Ryan T. Clark, OregonLive.com. Welcome to the beat, buddy. I think we've had you on since that change happened, but if not, I can't remember. Congratulations on that front, although sorry you have to go watch Oregon basketball games in the short term. And keep up the good work, and let's do this again soon.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for having me.
There you go. Ryan T. Clark of the
Man,
Oregonian.
like 10 guys coming in next year and nobody knows who they are.
I mean, it's been a lot of years of college basketball. Like, I certainly understand there are two very strong sides to this conversation, and I want to have that.
He has to be look. I know he had a year 3-4 years ago where he missed the tournament.
I mean, he's had years where he's missed the tournament,
but he has to be allowed to have a bad year, right? Right?
He does.
Back-to-back second-round appearances in the tournament.
He does. Or should the standard be higher now because of him?
Does the fan base hold a high standard for that program? Because their attendance doesn't suggest it does.
No. Yeah, that's a convoluted one,
they want a tournament
too.
team.
Like,
I understand that. I don't think they're like, hey, go win the Big Ten and win the title. It's not football-esque.
Right. Let's talk about this. It's a very complicated question.
If they're winning
I certainly
and fun,
see
they're
both
good.
sides. Yeah, no doubt about
and
it.
they're just not doing that this year.
To Ryan's point, let's care. Hold on. Time out. Right. I need a 20. Let's talk about this. Ryan T. Clark, Oregonian, Daily Ticker. Where are you at on Dana Altman? Does he deserve more time? And how bad is it? How has it gotten this bad, I guess, is the question. That's next on The Fan.
Big hits, big bets, big plays.
Today I'm laying the big wood.
This is the Layin' Wood Report, brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 50 years.
Which will mean a big opportunity for the Bruins. Here comes Stojakovic. Oh, with the dunk! Stojakovic all the way in and one.
There is Illinois play-by-play.
Big Ten Network.
We got a Big Ten Network on the play-by-play.
They laid the wood.
Dude, they did lay the wood. They outscored USC 54-32 and 47-33.
It was in LA too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Caleb Williams was there sitting courtside. They brought a bunch of guys back in town.
101-65.
Oopsie. So
Man,
evidently the new Big Ten schools also have a hard time playing Big Ten schools at home.
It's easier for teams to go west than it is for them to go east.
Go west, young man.
Layin' Wood Report brought to you by Mr. Plywood, serving Portland for over 60 years. Delivery, custom cutting, and special orders. Visit them at Southeast Stark Street or online at mrplywoodinc.com.
I'm going to throw a poll question up on this, and I know we'll get non-Duck fans that vote, and that's okay. Which is where you at on Dane Altman. It's a conversation that I have pushed back against the arguments for moving on for a number of years because of how successful he has been. And I'm not arguing that I'm to the point now where I'm calling for his head and saying time is now for a change. I think what's changed for me is that I've reached the point now where I'm willing to entertain the idea and ask the question aloud in the modern world of college basketball. Is he the guy that can lead you from the fog to the light? Like, he does not have a general manager. We just talked about that with Ryan Clark.
I did not know that. That's pretty eye-opening.
And the reason he doesn't have a general manager, my understanding of it is, and Ryan, I think, agreed and insinuated as such, is that he doesn't want one. I'm the player evaluator. I handle this stuff. I go do these things. I've always done it my entire career.
Yeah.
I don't need a general manager. Mm-hmm. Can you succeed in modern college basketball at the highest level without a general manager? And I don't know the answer to that question. I would tend to lean no. So there's just little things like that just make me look at the sport has changed drastically from where it was 5 years ago. We got guys in the damn G League trying to come back and play in games. Like, I know the sport has evolved and the one-and-done stuff has changed and all of that. The sport is drastically different now than it was in 2015 or 2014, whatever year it was that he took them, 2016 maybe, to the Final Four. And so that's why I'm now at least to the point where I'm willing to ask the question aloud. I don't know if he's the right guy going forward. I certainly understand the side of the argument that says he deserves the benefit of the doubt of more than one down year, and I don't disagree with the point. But you're in a really weird spot that you haven't been in a long time because you're irrelevant and you've always been somewhat relevant under Altman.
Well, in terms of tournament appearances post the Final Four, this is going to be his fifth season not making it. He's only had 4 that he has.
So it's 15-16 when they went to the Final Four?
16-17.
16-17.
National semifinal. They didn't make the tournament the very next year.
No, I remember they missed it. Yeah, they lost that whole team other than one guy. I think Pitcher was the only guy back.
And then regional semifinal the year after.
Yep.
1920. Was that the COVID? Yeah, it was COVID year, right?
They had a great team. That was Pritchard's final year.
And they didn't play the tournament that year. So
the year that they lost, by the way, in the Sweet 16, they damn near beat Virginia, and that was the year Virginia won the national championship.
Okay, so I'll take one of those out because I forgot that was, I think that was COVID. So 1920 would be one of the seasons he did make it, but that was COVID. That was out of his control. So he's every other – it's just a back and forth basically since they've made the Final Four. Make it, not make it, make it, not make it.
In the last 2 years, he's been in the second round.
It's not that you can't be critical or shouldn't be critical or that him and Mullins need to talk and there should be some evolutionary changes here. The old saying, it's a young man's game. The old coaches winning are all guys that'll get real down and in the grease, right? Pitino's got St. John's really good.
Yeah.
It's Rick Pitino. We know there's some stuff going on. But your refusal of evolving with the changes,
that's the fear.
That's where it will bite you. And so to me, it's not about firing Dane Altman. It's not about, if he wants to retire, let him retire.
Oh, if he wants to walk. But he has shown no indication of wanting to walk away.
Totally cool.
And that's the thing of if he's wanting to coach another 5 to 6 years, you just let him finish out his career?
I mean, 5 to 6 years is a bit extreme. How old is Dane Altman right now? Is he
67.
Yeah.
67. Is he going to coach for 5 more years?
He has indicated that he has a long ways to go. And multiple interviews that I've heard from him of, is it time to hang him up? As the game passed you by, he said, I still feel very energized and young, and I can do this for a long time.
He also wouldn't strike me, it wouldn't surprise me if he was out by 70, but coaching D3 till he was almost 80. Like, that might be who he is.
Go to a place where you don't have to deal with all this nonsense, just go coach basketball.
If you asked him, seriously, do you love this world? He would tell you no.
Of course not.
He wants the guys around for 2, 3, 4 years, not just the constantly transfer portal NIL world.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. He needs to be evolving with it. But I also just don't I don't have a fandom attached, so it's much easier for me to say all this stuff than it is for you to have to watch a 9-17 basketball team.
Well, the answer to that is I'm not watching because they're not
watchable.
Anybody is. Why would I watch? They lost by 17 at home to Minnesota the other night and shot 2 of 20 from 3. I'm not wasting my time doing that.
I saw it on my TV, and I'm like, we're the home of the Ducks. I don't need to watch that. They're probably going to lose.
No.
And they lost.
And Minnesota's not even good this year.
But Mullins needs to have a conversation with him. They'll evaluate. And then I think they're going forward. I don't believe this is in any way he's going to be fired.
Be curious, man. I don't think the season's going to end very well for them. The schedule is a gauntlet. They got Northwestern left, who they might lose to because Northwestern's similar to Minnesota, and they just beat them by 17.
I think there's only 2 teams worse than you in the Big Ten. It's
They're
Penn
one
State
of one of the worst teams, and that's the only Big Ten win they have is
Yeah.
the win over Penn State. They just beat them, and it's like, well, yeah, you beat the bottom of the barrel, so it's not much. We're just not used to this under Altman. It hasn't been, and to your point, maybe that's why you keep him around because he hasn't given you many years like this.
3 of the last 5 years, though, not making the tournament is what's hurting.
It's kind of and that's the point of the NIL era being the last handful of years and that being a bit of a trend where we always give his teams the benefit of they're going to get better as the year goes on.
Yeah.
They're going to be a team you don't want to play
Slow
come tournament
start.
time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm now to the
You
point of
seem
asking.
conflicted.
I'm very conflicted on this. Should we expect more?
You should expect more than 9-17. Yeah.
Should we expect more than the last 2 years?
You should expect to make the tournament.
Every year? Is that enough? Just every year? Is there an expectation on how far you should go in the tournament?
I mean, largely, you're not going to probably be a Big Ten team.
I don't think
the
he's
tournament
made
in
an
Europe.
Elite Eight run since the Final Four run, if I'm not mistaken. Can you look that up? I think that was
What's
the last.
the regional semifinal? Is that the Sweet 16?
Yes. Regional final is Elite Eight.
Okay, yeah. Regional semifinal. He's had 2 Sweet 16 runs post the Final Four and 2 second-round runs.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm hoity-toity.
So your expectation is Sweet 16?
Yeah, I mean, it's going on runs. Winning one tournament game is fun, but it's one tournament game, and that's what it's been the last 2 years. They've come damn close to winning the next one. But
in his tenure, so when he got here, it was, 2011-12?
Mm-hmm.
In his tenure, have you been a top 16 program in the sport? Can you confidently say that? Because if you can, and not it's not even a hard argument for you, then okay.
I would lean yes. I don't know if I could confidently say that.
I'd say you've been a more top 25 program.
Yes.
And so if you make a Sweet 16, awesome.
Yeah.
You need some things to break your way in that sport. Now, some coaches are able to consistently get there. The Dan Hurleys, right? The Izzos, the Patinos, whoever. But you're talking about 4 coaches.
Yeah.
Dusty May isn't the best coach in college basketball this year. Michigan might be a wagon. We'll see how far they go. Those programs are building towards those same expectations now, whereas I would say if you make a Sweet 16, that's a stellar year.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad year by any means. It'll be interesting, man. It's interesting offseason ahead for them. I'm going to put up a poll question on this. You can go vote.
Real quick.
What should Oregon do with Dane Altman?
Let me ask you this as we go. I know we're already going to the final hour. If I would have said last year at A-Lin-A, hey, next year we need to be asking questions about whether they should fire Dane Altman, what would your response be?
Probably disagree with you.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd laugh it out of the room, but I would not.
Without knowing the record
Without
this
knowing
year,
the record,
you would have laughed
I would have been like,
Get
come
out
on,
of
man,
here.
don't do that. And here we are, and I'm kind of doing it right now. I'm kind of doing it. Loaded Final Hour starts with the Magic Hat, and that is next on The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, if you have $7 to $8 billion lying around you, you could own the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks after the Vulcans denied reports before the season-ending game. They have now acknowledged the estate for Paul Allen has begun the process to sell the team this offseason. If they get that asking price, could be the highest sales price for a team in NFL history. We are just about an hour away from the puck dropping over in Italy for the women's ice hockey gold medal game between the United States and Canada, meeting for the 7th time. Americans 2-4 in the previous 6 games. They did hammer the Canadians 5-0 in their group play game last week. You can see that one on the USA Network. Genesis Invitational, the last of the West Coast swing events on the PGA Tour. And we got a log jam. 6 players tied at 2 under par in the early going. Matt McCarty, Tom Hoagie, Pearson Cootie among those at the top of the leaderboard. Rory McIlroy will tee off very shortly. Scotty Scheffler in the afternoon wave at 11:37. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the first.
Hey, let's do this final hour. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. The poll question is up. What should Oregon do with Dana Altman? Time to move on or calm down. It's one bad year.
Smell the ass of a porcupine.
Got a lot to get to in the final hour of radio here today. The NBA returns. It's a triumphant return. I'm going to do something fun that we don't often do with the NBA. And I will remind you of something, and we will play a fun game.
You're going to go a full 10-game parlay on the card today?
I'm not going to go 10-game parlay on the card today. We're going to play the iconic, the world-famous, the reason we are 17th in the mid-market morning radio show rankings.
Who he play for?
Flip it or stick it.
Oh, okay.
Well, do
you remember your preseason NBA predictions?
No.
I remember the West.
Okay.
And I'm sticking.
You're sticking.
I'd flip the East.
Do you remember your East? You don't even remember it.
I kind of remember the East.
Kind of remember the East? Okay.
And I would say the NBA needs to be flexing games now with their television. Their choice to air Boston Golden State is so stupid given Steph Curry's injury. Why is Rockets Hornets not one of my games?
Yeah, the Hornets are a wagon right now, right?
Red hot.
That's what the internet's telling me. The Hornets are good, although Ball's getting in car accidents, ramming into people in intersections.
And then
his Humvee or whatever he's
we
driving
got the
around
KD burner story. I just, why is that not on TV?
Why are they not? That's a great point. Why don't they flex more in the NBA?
It's harder because it's so night to night.
You got to get the broadcast crew and everything there. I get that, but can't
you
you foresee this from a week out?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you just had a week off.
Yes,
what are we doing?
They should have done that.
All right, it is Magic Hat time, ladies and gentlemen. For those new to the segment, we have a Magic Hat over there, thanks to our man Tim, the man Mones, and Swag's going to pull something out of the hat, and whatever it is, we talk about it.
First up, old school.
So this one's mine. Doesn't have to be long. It's not really up either of your alleys. I'm just wondering if we appreciate the move here, as he is swimming too strong of a current, if you will. There's a musical artist that I love. His name is Sturgill Simpson. Now, you're not going to know that name. He's a country artist. Although he's one of those guys, and I know people say this with you with fish all the time, like just eat my salmon and you'll like it, and you're like, dude, I just don't like fish. He's one of those guys that falls into the category of like he's not the most country guy, and if you listen to him, I'm sure that you would like it.
Yeah.
He's changed his name. He's got a little bit of Prince. He's changed Sturgill Simpson was his original name, and he's now changed it to Johnny Blue Skies as his new alter ego. He is releasing an album coming up in March. I was not a huge fan of his last album, but essentially he's doing it all independently, if that makes sense, and he is bucking the trend. He's not releasing it on any streaming service. You won't be able to listen to it anywhere other than if you buy a cassette, a CD, or the actual LP record. That's the only way that you can access his new album. And he's basically saying, I'm tired of these streaming platforms that are ripping all of us off. His last album, which I was not a huge fan of, rose all the way to, I think, the number 2 on the Rolling Stone Country and Americana album. So it was well received. It just wasn't quite my cup of tea.
Okay.
So do we appreciate the artist who tries to swim upstream, or is this a battle that is just unwinnable?
Unwinnable.
Because I think I will go buy the LP.
It's unwinnable.
Because I want to listen to it. I'm curious. I'm a big fan of his music and the message that he sends, so I'm excited to hear it. But I'm going to have to go buy the LP to listen to it.
Can I say both? It's unwinnable.
Yeah.
However, I appreciate it, and I miss with music, it used to be you got an album. Like you would have 10, 12, like if you truly appreciate an artist.
And it would tell the story, and there's some kind of a theme
and there's
to
thought
it.
process, and sometimes there's a particular theme to an album. And so you see how they put, the songs together on the list, and well, at least when I was growing up, you would memorize the songs like in the order.
Yes,
like,
you would know what one came
especially
next.
If there was like something that had like 6 or 7 like bangers on it.
Sure. Famously in rap albums, you would get like the interludes in between, the like 14-second interlude in between songs.
So I do miss, you can just release a single and have stuff out there, and I miss the album portion of it, but he is swimming upstream.
Okay.
The vinyl is getting ridiculous too, by the way.
The prices of vinyls are getting way too expensive.
I've tried
it's
to
become
buy,
too trendy almost.
Well, yeah, it's not just that. It's just like standard. Trying to think who I was trying to buy for my niece for a Christmas idea. It might have been the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
I can't. It was a band in that kind of realm.
And that's what you wanted for Christmas.
Just something I knew she'd be into. She likes vinyl records, so I was gonna get it. It was $88.
What?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What?
Yeah, like
was it like a signed copy of the album?
All the big artists, man, they're like at a minimum, they're $50, $60, $70 now.
That's insanity.
New albums.
Yeah, I will. If this album costs $88, I'm not buying it. I'm just not going to listen to you, Sturgill.
Well, it's not going to be $15. What's the most you'd spend on it?
$25.
I got one for Paxton, one of his
CDs
favorite artists. I think it was 20. It was
15?
between 25 and 30.
15, 20?
Yeah,
I feel like CDs used to be.
If you're under $30, I'll buy it. Over $30 is, depending on how many songs, unless you're giving me like a full catalog and there's 17 songs, but you can't. I mean, you have to have multiple albums in there, or you know what I mean, multiple LPs. Under 30 is reasonable.
So when I was a senior in high school, Jay-Z released the Black Album, and famously on lunch, this was like early in the school year, a group of us went to Circuit City.
Shout out.
Because I'm that old. And we went to go buy it. It come out like a day before. Like, get the Black Album. So we go to Circuit City to get the album. One person grabs it, buys it. Next person grabs it, buys it. This girl I had a crush on. She's with us. She's the homie. Grabs it, buys it. My turn. Let me see your ID.
Wait a minute.
What?
They just all bought it.
You're not 18. You can't buy this.
And they didn't check anybody else's IDs? Was anybody over 18?
3 of the 4.
Okay, 3 of the 4.
But the person that didn't get checked, they didn't ask for anything. I step up, and they check for ID.
Just hand it to one of the 18-year-old friends. Here, you buy this for me.
Yeah, and I
I'll pay you back.
I couldn't buy the explicit version. I still have the edited Black Album version of the CD.
I used to love having
It's so depressing to listen to, by the way.
Play the jokes on
It's
it. Like,
so bad.
when you go through one of those when the CDs are there and you take the parental advisory sticker and try and rip it off before you handed it to like the cashier.
so
Be
they
like,
don't
this is the
know?
edited version. No.
But so back then it was like imprinted on
the
case.
case of the
So
CD.
it wasn't a
you couldn't do it.
sticker.
Yeah.
And also he didn't ask for anybody else's but mine.
That's bogus, dude.
And and now they would jokingly all year be like, hey, you got that edited CD? You want to listen to it in front of my mom?
Well, listen to Sturgill Simpson. I love him. I think I'm going to buy the LP, but I thought that was a cool go against the grain story. Let's
I
get
love
one more
going
in here.
against the grain. I think he's up against it.
I'd be curious to know because the streaming play, like I was reading an article about it. Essentially, they make like a quarter of a penny every time a song is something along those lines. It's played, and so he's taking all of them. So there's an interesting conundrum of how many albums and CDs and cassettes do I have to sell in order to make the amount of money that I'm making on 10 cents per play on a streaming site. So interesting.
They're not real. They're fake.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this story, but the grandson, the heir to the Reese's peanut butter cup,
We have a Reese's Air. Huh?
We have a Reese's Air. I believe his name is, give me a second here.
Mr. Reese's.
Brad Reese. What, did you not think their last name was really Reese?
I did. Yeah.
He basically is outing and he's saying the company is not using any of the original ingredients and you're getting ripped off.
The heir to the company is saying...
Yeah, because I don't think he controls the company anymore.
Has he already cashed out his trust funds?
Well, Hershey, I think, bought the controlling
Hershey or Mars did.
Yeah, it was Hershey. And he just came out and everybody was like, this isn't real. You're not eating the peanut butter cups. And people are going online now and they're like, I knew it. I knew it. I've noticed it. People thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
It says the size and the ingredients are not the same as they were like 10 years ago.
I don't know have you noticed the difference when you've eaten a Reese's peanut butter cup? I mean, I don't eat them outside of Halloween. I don't ever eat.
The only ones I'm eating are during Halloween.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I notice a difference.
I don't buy that.
I'm not big into.
But I will say,
you don't like Reese's peanut butter cups?
I'm not a big peanut butter in my candy person.
Peanut butter cups are just...
that's why I don't buy them. I can't stop eating them.
It's addicting. Yeah.
Peanut butter and chocolate is a perfect combination. The ones I do eat are the pumpkin-shaped, and I can't stop eating them. And my theory is they are pumping so many more addictive chemicals into that with the added sugar.
Yeah, it's probably it.
That it's hooked me more than even an OG peanut butter cup used to.
They're so addicting. They're cracked now.
They're
man.
insanely
Once
good.
you eat 3 of them, you're just like, well, it's only a fun size 2, so it's not like it's even that big. It's 1 bite and it's gone. Well, I might as well eat 2. Let's make it 3.
Well,
all right, here's 4.
I love that he's saying they're using cheaper ingredients that are worse for you. They're not the same.
Dude, good for you, Mr. Reese's.
And I love that people are like, I knew it.
Fight the good fight.
I knew it. It's like when we grab the chip bags now.
Those bastards.
And you're feeling out where the chip really, and you're like, below
There's like
halfway.
4 in there.
It's ridiculous.
Or when you get the drink with ice and they just fill up 80% of the cup with ice and there's nothing in there. You take 4 sips, you're like, where'd my drink go? There's 8,000 ice cubes in here.
I grabbed an item about a week ago out of the store, and it was one of those, it was wrapped and had a sticker on it to pay, I just ate it. And then I got to the checkout, and they scanned it, wait. And I was like, I ate it.
I ate it. I'm sorry.
They're like, thanks for paying. I was like, yeah. I mean,
I do that every time I take the kid grocery shopping because he gets squirrely in the seat, and I'm like, dude, let's pick what snack do you want.
They have free fruit at grocery stores.
And
now.
some of them they do, but he's not always in the mood for fruit, and so you're like, all
you
right.
don't go sampling through the bulk food aisle.
Here is a bag of chips. Let's open the bag of chips. We will pay for them when we check out, but now you have something to do and keep you occupied.
My daughter was wanting to buy a gift for her friend for Valentine's Day, so I took her to this market of choice. And we got to the self-distribute area. And I went, oh, Jordan almonds. These are great. And she's like, no, she's not going to like those. I go, oh, no, I do.
Yeah. Dad,
you stole.
You can't do that.
I was like, it's 5 of them.
I'll be all right. It's 5 almonds.
I don't know.
What does 5 almonds cost, all right?
I mean, come on.
What are we talking about
They're
here?
pretty. Jordan almonds are delicious.
Pretty tasty. Yeah. More Magic Hat next on The Fam.
thing this hat's good for is the trash can.
All right, time to double dip the Magic Hat, segment 2. Always better than segment 1, because who doesn't need 2 segments of Magic Hat? We'll play a fun game of Flip It or Stick It. Do you remember what you said at the start of the year? We'll get to that coming up here in 10 minutes from now. But what else we got in the old Magic Hat, Swag?
Let's see. That took a bad turn.
Dude, there is a wild, and this is soccer adjacent, so please stick with me here.
Ball adjacent.
At I believe it's a Bundesliga game in Germany.
Big fan of the Bundesliga.
In a very, very progressive town.
Okay.
We had a gay halftime proposal. Drops to his knee.
Okay.
Says, "What up, homie? I want you to be my lifelong homie."
Is this in the stands or on the field?
This is on the field.
On the field, okay.
And this
just
is
throwing it on the Jumbotron, I'm assuming.
the
whole thing?
stadium is
whole
full.
Kit and caboodle, okay.
And he drops to his knee and says, "I want you to be my heated rivalry."
Yes.
And the guy says, "Yes." The crowd cheers. Okay.
Remarkable story.
Look at that story. The follow-up on this story's not been good.
Uh-oh.
So this individual's an amateur referee as well, so he's around the game of soccer a lot. Okay. 2 follow-ups on this story.
It's going to take a really dark turn, I feel like.
It kind of does, actually, yeah, in 2 ways. One is when it was announced, when he did the proposal and he gets the yes and everybody follows up, well, his name gets thrown out there. And a local place sees the name and goes, "Hey, want to let you know, that guy's a ripoff."
Uh-oh.
And they were like, "What?
What do you mean here?"
So it turns out he has reportedly not been charged, but several people in that town worked for different companies. He has ripped them off. So he's being called a fraud in a lot of ways. And then, follow up to the story.
Dude, guy's just getting drugged through the mud. This reminds me of the, now this might end up worse, but who was the guy at the debate? Remember the guy at the presidential debate who had the sweater vests on, and then he asked the question, and he became like a moment in time, and then everybody found out he was a super horny online dude?
Oh, the Ken
like,
with the red sweater
let him
guy.
Just be a horny online guy.
That's right.
Who isn't a horny online guy? Leave
Ken
my
with
guy
the red
Ken
sweater.
alone.
Yeah.
He's just out there asking questions.
Well, okay, but like they followed up and like, "Hey, don't celebrate this guy. He's awful."
He's ripping people off.
And then we follow up again. He's gotten jumped 2 different times for the proposal. So now we got this guy getting assaulted.
Because he's gay? Why was he getting jumped? Because he ripped people off?
He's just being assaulted, and then he's calling the authorities.
Oh.
And then also we're finding out he's a giant fraud.
He's a fraudster.
So we got a bad guy getting jumped by bad guys. Jesus. So what started out as some random...
Come on, Bundesliga.
Hey, love.
Get your ass
Let's
together.
move on with our lives. No, the hell we won't.
That will not happen.
No, the hell you won't.
Did the idea of a sporting event proposal ever cross your mind? How do you get to that? Like, do we have anybody in our audience who's proposed at a sporting event? The wife has to be really into sports, right?
So basically, he said he did this because he thought the boy toy wanted a grand gesture proposal.
He wanted something big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think 50,000 people were at this Bundesliga game.
That's pretty big. It's a lot of people.
Yep.
There's a difference between something being grandiose and something then being a public spectacle.
Yes.
Those are 2 different things.
Really?
Yes.
Like you can go big with flowers and a symphony and candles.
You go to remote.
Where are you doing that at? Because no matter where you do, unless it's in the comfort of your home, that's a spectacle.
Well, that depends on your budget.
Right, but if you get a symphony on the waterfront, that's not just a moment between you two. It's a moment between the whole waterfront.
Yeah, anybody who's on the waterfront will see it. It's a good point.
You can do some things and arrange some things and find something.
Just the idea of
Are you anti-proposal at a sporting event?
I really
Super
am.
anti.
Yeah.
Super anti. We should abolish it. It should not be allowed.
Really?
Yeah, I just do it on your own time. I don't want to see it.
It is their own time.
No, it's not. It's my time. I'm at the game. I'm watching the Jumbotron. This is a timeout. You could be playing a cool song right now, and instead I'm watching this, and I don't care.
Now, having your wedding at a sporting event where you both agree to it, and it's kind of fun because the Hops have done that before at a minor league baseball game.
At the
they have.
Why is that okay?
Because both parties...
Talk about wasting my time.
Do they show any of it to the general fans there? Or is it just like, out in left field, congrats, like...
I think they did the ceremony, like, before the game.
Yeah. And then they
You
just
slide
walk
into
around in a
home,
dress.
and then
You're
they
safe to be the
whatever
groom?
they did. It was fun.
You know
it was
they did
part of a
something,
promotion.
Corny.
It was fun, but as long as both parties are into it and they're like, so there you go.
So
that I don't mind. It's the unsuspecting person.
So the team that pays you, you're totally cool with it happening
Well,
there.
this is not even
Anywhere.
just-
If
yeah.
you're doing a wedding, like
I
the
see
wedding,
Sprague's point. His point is that both people are involved in planning this and okay with
they're
this.
involved
if you're
in it.
proposing,
For
the
some
other
reason,
one
this-
doesn't know.
and the team or the venue or something has some significant meaning to them, and they're going to have fun with it. But the proposal is always dicey.
Getting a no in
Is
person.
it always dicey?
I mean, I feel like the
think
people
it's
always
always
say yes
dicey.
just to avoid
Yes.
it, and then I don't know how many of them actually end up becoming no's.
We think it's planted if it's a no anyway.
Yeah, we
think it's
usually
all
do.
fake anyway.
That is true. We do.
That's a really odd world you guys live in of like wedding at my sporting event.
Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Proposal.
I mean,
during
I'm
a
not pro
timeout.
wedding at the event either. I don't want that to happen.
Well, we had a wedding at the Super Bowl.
We did.
You had a problem
and
with that?
I thought that was cool because it was just part of the proceedings.
So what if he proposed to her instead of getting married? You'd have a problem with that?
Are we miking him
How
up?
are you differentiating?
Are you turning
this?
off my booty shaking music to
No,
hear
he's
the proposal?
dancing. He gets on the knee. He pulls the ring.
If
she
it's just
says
in the
yes.
background, I
if
don't
that's
hear any
in the
noise.
background,
Sure,
then that's fine. But usually the ones like that you're going to stop everybody, direct your attention
The
to blah,
first
blah,
pitch
blah.
proposal's
There's
a
a setup.
problem to you?
What?
The first pitch proposal? You have a problem with this? How are you guys separating this in your brains? This doesn't
Very
make
much
any
so.
sense
Two
to me.
different completely things.
Yeah, the event that takes way longer than the proposal. Totally cool. Don't you dare propose at my sporting event. You're wasting my time.
I'm here to watch sports.
I'm so
damn it.
confused.
Get off my lawn.
I'm
all
so
right?
confused.
Get back to the bottom of the third. It's nothing. What are we doing here? Jesus.
You said yeah. Now
Yeah.
shut up and get
we
off the
get
field.
it. Nobody cares. What
All
else we
right.
got?
Do these names scream Hall of Fame? The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame recently issued.
Oh, no.
That's the
its
Pro
list-
Basketball Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
Its list of finalists to be considered. Now, sentimental, Buck Williams is on the list.
Yeah.
And for Blazer fans, he was the final piece to their last trip to the finals. He was an all-star with the Nets in the Eastern Conference back in the day. But here are some of the names that are on the finalists. Amari Stoudemire,
Mm-hmm.
Blake Griffin,
Okay.
Doc Rivers as a coach,
Okay. I mean,
Joey
he's got the
Crawford as a referee.
wins. Oh, refs get in.
We're putting refs
We
in.
put everybody in.
I mean, yeah. So is your question of are they Hall of Fame? In that sport, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand the sentimentality. Is that a right word? Did I use that correctly?
Yeah.
Of Buck
are we
Williams.
Really, though, I guess one of the standards of
Was
the
Buck
Hall of
Williams
Fame.
better than Amari Stoudemire?
What?
Was Buck Williams better than Amari Stoudemire?
No.
I think so, but again, I'm
Hold on.
biased.
But based on what? Amari Stoudemire was a Rookie of the Year. He was All NBA 4, 5, 6 times in his career,
I don't
first
know
or
that-
second team.
I don't know that any of these, quite frankly, do it for me. Kevin Johnson might be the most. He's a player on there. He's
Wait a
maybe
minute.
the one.
Doc Rivers as a coach is not Hall of Fame?
Isn't a title an automatic Hall
He's
of
got
Fame?
a title. He's been to multiple
I know.
championships. He where is he on the all-time wins list?
He's got to be up
He's
there.
getting up there.
Yeah.
So what?
But I
how
guess
do you?
We make
here's-
fun of the idea, but yeah.
I don't know. It's just like all of the women players that are finalists, like I would hold in higher regard than any of the NBA players. Jennifer Azzi, Elena Delle Donne, Shamiqua Holdsclaw, and Candace Parker. Like those are all no-brainers to
I
me.
also think you're memory holding Amari Stoudemire a little bit. I think it's a little unfair to Amari Stoudemire.
I don't know. Can you the standard would always be, can you tell the history of the sport without this person?
So you can tell the history of the sport with Buck Williams, but not
No,
Amari Stoudemire.
All of those players.
Because when you think of 7 seconds or less Suns, you think of Steve Nash
and Amari Stoudemire. And they got to conference finals, and he was first team All-NBA, second team All-NBA. I think he was top 5 or close to top 5 in MVP voting, 25 and like 12 numbers.
And Blake Griffin, other than him dunking over
I mean,
a
Lob
car,
City was a moment in time.
The Clippers
It
were
was a moment in
irrelevant
time.
in
Yeah.
your life until he got there.
That is true.
Now, Mark Few is on this as a coach.
Win a title.
That's the one we have an issue with. Blake Griffin going in, okay, but Mark Few.
Not really.
Get the hell out of here.
Look, I'm just joking.
I mean, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's the Participation Trophy Hall of Fame. So I see the larger
It's
point
so
that you're
disappointing.
making.
Like, these
but
are...
Isn't
like,
it
this is what the
disappointing
sport
every
is.
year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
it
year.
is. That's my point.
Who was the class last year?
I don't
You
even
know?
remember.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Chauncey went in last year.
Oh, God.
Could be an O.J. Simpson-like situation. Does he stay in? What are we doing there?
Is that like a... Take that one back.
I have a competition problem.
There we go. Anything else? Do we want to get to one more?
Yeah,
Nah,
pull one.
Yeah, pull it quick. Pull it. Pull.
I really want to play something that's been in there for weeks.
Ready, pull.
Come on.
Homicide?
This is mine. I don't even know if we have enough time to get into it, but I can
you
address
please
it
pull one more
quickly.
I
You
got
see that
audio.
they've changed the rule, or there's evidence to showcase that Kurt Cobain didn't kill himself.
Oh God!
Why do we need to?
That was in the news.
I mean, that'd be a pretty
Why?
massive deal.
One of the biggest
Why?
music
KD
stars.
Files?
I mean, that's a little bit different than burner accounts. That's one of the biggest musicians at the time, head lead singer.
Yeah. Gunned down his prime.
Yeah, dude. And they framed it as suicide. Do your own research.
Okay. It might be time.
Okay, I'm just going to play this. We don't have to linger on it.
Okay.
I've been holding this for weeks, all
All
right?
right,
I just
let's
want to
get
get
to
out
it.
of the system.
Let's get to it.
You didn't watch the Grammys. You didn't watch the
I
Grammys.
didn't watch the Grammys.
I watched the Grammys. I didn't watch every single second of it. The very end, I'm going to paint a picture for you before I play this audio cut. Very end, Trevor Noah brings out legendary Cher.
Yes.
Cher's presenting
Cher.
the final
If she could turn back time.
award of the night. It's iconic Cher.
Do you believe in love after love?
By the way, Cher, pulling a Belichick, 80 years old, was dating a 24-year-old about a year
Nobody's
ago.
got an issue with that one, huh?
No.
Sexism is
She's
what we
been
call
doing that
that.
for a while, though.
Yeah, good for her.
She trades in about
Dude,
every
I would
5
do that
years.
in a heartbeat. What is her net worth? Are you kidding me?
Get in,
Marry my ass, dude. Put me in the will.
Yeah.
Put up with your wrinkles. I don't care.
So Cher comes out to give this award. However, Cher's not aware of what's happening here.
Uh-oh.
Cher is like 81 now. Cher, in the middle of the presentation, is interrupted by Trevor Noah. Says, actually, Cher, we also brought you out here for a Lifetime Achievement-like award.
So they surprise it on her.
They then surprise her, hand her a trophy.
Okay.
And he says, actually, he awkwardly goes, you want me to hold it? You're going to talk? I'll hold it. Walks away. She then gives like a 2-minute rant, or not rant, but like a thank you.
She
I
just
had
won an
work.
award. You got to give a thank you.
She wins the award. She turns around to leave. Totally forgets she was there to present
Originally,
a different award.
That's the reason she's
they
there.
have to call her. Hey, Cher, wait.
No.
She turns around, comes back out.
This isn't really on Cher. She's
That's
80.
not on Cher.
They then present, I don't know, I think it's Song of the Year. Okay. Cher now has to present. They run through the nominees.
Poor Cher.
The winner is, and here is Cher. All right, just listen to Cher announce the winner.
And the Grammy goes to... Oh! They told me it was going to be on the prompter.
She's holding an envelope.
Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross?
Who?
She had a Warren Beatty moment. She said Luther Vandross.
Who the hell is Luther Vandross?
The song of the year was called Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. So then you hear at the end, oh, wait, Kendrick Lamar. And then they go up there.
Luther Vandross?
That's on the show producers.
Evil
for
cousin
doing
of
that.
Luther Vandross?
I don't know if we do Cher publicly anymore. It was a really awkward 5 minutes of television.
Let's keep her inside.
But
from
also,
now
this
on.
was kind of on the Grammys. The
Yeah,
way they
dude.
structured it.
Yeah, don't.
Just mid-interruption.
Yeah.
We're also presenting you a
Oh.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah,
Okay.
Don't.
What? Now my head's swimming in this. Now I got to give a speech that I didn't write.
So awkward. So
Jesus.
uncomfortable.
Poor Cher, man.
Poor Cher.
Also, good for that guy. Whoever's dating Cher. Good for you,
She
man.
looks...
She's hanging on pretty well for 80.
I kind of get why the 25-year-old.
She's had good work done
Great work.
over the years. Better than most.
Said Sonny.
Better than most.
Better than most.
Better than a proposal at a sporting event.
She avoided those
Way
trees,
better.
man. Avoided those trees. Let's get to Flip It or Stick It, this sport edition. That is next, but first, here's us with a update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the U.S. women's curling team taken to an extra end in their final round-robin match against Switzerland after they gave up 3 in the 10th. They come through, get shot rocked 7-6. They will advance to the semifinals to play for a medal. And, of course, the U.S. women waiting to take on Canada in about a half hour for the gold medal in ice hockey.
Happy Black History Month. I've got a question for you, Riggins. Can you tell me who the first black performer to appear on American television was?
I cannot.
That would be in 1939, Ethel Waters. The Ethel Waters Show got a one-night variety special aired on NBC.
How about that? That's a fun fact. In their latest snafu, my crusade against fanatics continues. The latest, Michael Rubin's a POS. They screwed up the Red Sox jerseys, and this is one of the few moments I'm like, dude, that's really cool of Boston sports fans. They were so outraged and so angry that they've now gotten the team to release a statement blaming Fanatics for ruining the jersey, then made them delete the statement, and Fanatics has admitted that they screwed up the jersey, and they're going to change it. You go look this up. It's their white Red Sox home jersey.
Standard white.
And the letter, it says Red Sox across the front.
Yes.
They were all clumped together and kind of bunched into the middle, and fans were like, what the hell happened to our jerseys? They screwed it up, and Fanatics is now going back and fixing it.
Don't mess with baseball tradition, man. More Olympic Black History Month and fan jersey stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you On Demand.
All right, welcome back in. 9:40, the Firma Harris Meringue coming up 20 minutes from now, top of the hour.
By the way, Meringatang has echoed my story.
Oh, what story?
He says his lady also notices the Reese's peanut butter thing.
She does, huh?
Die-hard PB lovers, they notice these things.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups. I just don't eat enough of them, I think, to notice it. But now I'm curious. Next time I eat one, I'm going to, take me back to younger
So what are the
dirt.
characteristics that are noticeably different?
It's just cheaper ingredient. He doesn't go into real detailed specifics.
This isn't what,
is the
what
peanut
they took
butter
out.
not as creamy or not as peanutty?
They basically said they went away from the standard ingredient to a cheaper option, and the cup size is smaller.
Yeah. I'm bummed for Teddy Ballgame being allergic to peanuts. Not being able to eat
you
Reese's.
determined that already?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
they almost die when they experience
No,
it.
I know.
Avoid peanuts like the plague. So, yeah, it's that one sucks because Reese's peanut butter cups are...
No, I was
top of my
fortunate
big board, man.
Pax didn't have any significant allergies, so
Yeah,
I
we learned that one
know.
pretty quick. I mean, there's ways you can, start sneaking peanut butter. Like they tell you at a certain age, you can start giving them, nibble of peanut butter a day.
Well,
to try
you'll
and
go to the
overcome it.
doctor, and he'll start to develop, my nephew is super allergic to peanuts. And so everything, I'm reading labels, I'm cleaning
when you're
off
cooking, whenever
stuff.
you're buying stuff, yeah.
Can you have tree nuts?
We know the answer to that now. I didn't know at the time, but I'm like,
Right.
are these nuts okay? Can you have these nuts?
Yeah, I just didn't know at what age that starts
pretty quick.
popping up.
Pretty quick is the answer. Let's play a fun game of flip it or stick it.
All right.
Because the second half of the NBA begins tonight. You gentlemen know that. Even though it's not the second half. But hey,
I'm
here we are.
excited for it.
Do you remember your Western Conference Finals picks?
Yeah, I had Thunder and Spurs.
You had Thunder and Spurs with the Thunder beating the Spurs.
I think I had
Sticking?
Thunder and Nuggets.
You had Nuggets over the Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh.
So are we sticking with both of those?
I'm going to stick with that.
Is Aaron
Nuggets
Gordon coming
over
back?
the Thunder.
I think Jokic getting healthy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Gordon coming back? Because you ain't beating the Thunder without Aaron Gordon.
You ready for mine? I went out on a limb this
you?
year. I had
the
Denver
Dubs.
over Golden State.
Golden State.
I don't know. They almost got Giannis, according to Sean.
Hey, the Zinger makes his debut tonight.
Yeah, he does.
so-
What the hell, dude? I'm sticking with
I'm
it. Why
sticking.
not? They're still
I'm
in the
sticking.
playoffs. Do you remember your Eastern Conference pick?
I think I had Knicks.
Over.
I think I had Knicks and
Pistons?
Cavs.
You guys are going to want to flip these.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Sprague, you had the Knicks over the Bucks.
Oh, that's right, Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis.
Swag, you had the Cavs over the Bucks.
Ooh. I'm sticking with the Cavs.
I had the Knicks over the
They
Pistons.
haven't lost since Harden showed up.
I'm going to flip.
They haven't lost since how many games he played?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I'm going to flip.
You're flipping? What are you flipping to?
I'm going Knicks Cavs. I'm in too. I
Do you
can't
think the
believe
Cavs
I'm,
do it, huh? With the Harden thing? We all trust James Harden in the playoffs, you know?
I think it's more about him getting enough attention away from Donovan Mitchell and Mitchell he's having an amazing season. And
Yeah.
also Jared Allen is too. Evan Mobley's going to come back. And have you had the update on Garland? It's not great.
No.
There's a reason the Cavs.
I will stick with the Cavs.
moved on.
I would flip the Knicks in for the Bucks if we're doing partial flips, but if it's all or nothing, I will stick with
I have
it.
a weird thing on the Pistons. I don't think I'm ready to trust the Pistons, and they have the best record in the league.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
It's a really odd
your
dynamic.
NBA final pick, you had Thunder over Knicks. Sticking with it? Based
Yeah.
on your flips, you're
Yeah.
sticking with it?
I'll
Okay.
stick with it.
Swag, you had Nuggets over the Cavs.
Yes.
Stick with it. And I had the Knicks winning the title over the Nuggets. What the hell, dude? Let's roll with it.
I mean, last year should teach us something, right? It's like, the Thunder were young.
They were a wagon, but they almost
But
lost twice.
These East teams aren't all great, but I think the really good ones are capable of beating them.
Don't forget, Denver pushed them to 7 games, right? In the second round of the playoffs, too. And then Indiana, to your point, Achilles, maybe they win the NBA Finals. So welcome back to the second half of the NBA. NBA, I thought it'd be fun to take a look back
Are
at
you
our
gonna watch?
preseason predictions.
Are you gonna watch?
Who's on TV tonight? What do we got?
The first game is
It's a prime doubleheader starting at 4:30. The late game is Golden State Boston.
Golden
at
State
7.
Boston's that's not. Ugh. Thank you.
Yeah, Steph's still out,
Your
right?
first game is it's Pistons at Knicks.
Oh, I'm watching
The
that. I'll watch
Garden
that.
with the Pistons.
There you
I'll
go,
watch that right out of the
4:30?
gate. Oh, 4:30 is perfect.
Yeah.
right in our
Happy
wheelhouse.
hour time.
Oh, dude. Can I say this, too, quickly? We'll go. The start times of the Olympic hockey,
Perfect for us.
Yes.
for me, because I'm home, I'm settled. Kid goes down for a nap roughly around 12:30.
It was perfect
So then I
yesterday.
pause the game, catch up during the nap time. Then he woke up literally seconds after the game ended yesterday, and I'm like, dude, this is ideal. I got to watch the entire thing.
Yeah, I got to watch the
Wonderful.
entire
I
thing
love our
before.
blue-collar brothers and sisters out there. Let's be honest. Most of America's also watching.
Yeah, dude. Everybody's tweeting about USA.
What's your
yesterday.
job? I'm at home.
Yeah, I'm just watching sports.
Okay.
Man. Let's wrap it up on a Thursday. We'll do it next on The Fan.
1080 AM.
Well, coming up today, shout out to Bill. What's up, Bill? We got gold medal game, USA-Canada, right when we're off the air today.
Hello.
Hello. When was the last time a non-U.S. Canada country won gold in women's hockey?
I don't think there's only one time another team.
Who's the other powerhouse in women's hockey?
It was Sweden.
Sweden was pretty good.
Upset the United States one year, but I think they lost to Canada. So I think Canada has 5 golds and the U.S. has 2 golds, and that's it.
That's it. It's like Canada wins it all the time, and then we sprinkle one in every now and then, and that's about it in women's hockey. Beat them already once in the Olympics. Did not have their best player available. Will be a challenge, so that should be a lot of fun today. And then the semifinals of the men's go on tomorrow. The Winter Olympics are wrapping up, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch. Now that you've teased me on it, I didn't know what's happened. I will watch Pistons and Knicks tonight. It's basketball season.
Dude,
I'm watching more college hoops.
yeah.
Like the streaming stuff is the only thing that I'm against with the NBA current deal. Like opening up an app and going away from natural television where I could just change a channel. Like, ooh, let's watch 10 minutes of this and then flip when it's commercial.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that bugs me a little bit. But I will dive into that because the Pistons are a lot of fun to watch, and anytime you see MSG, it's entertaining. I did see Jeremy Sochan. Once upon a time, a dream candidate for the Blazers to draft.
They couldn't trade him. Agent.
Couldn't trade, and he's dyeing his hair now. He's a Knick. He's going blue and orange.
The Knicks picked him up?
The Knicks picked him up, and he showed up at his first press conference with blue and orange hair. He's fitting right in.
He was trying to be Rodman when he was with the Spurs with the hair color there.
He was.
That's an interesting player in terms of like where he was after year one to what he became. Look,
because he was a defensive guru, I felt like, after 1 year. It was like, this guy's going to dominate.
Well, remember, I think it was Pop's last year. Pop had him playing point guard. Do you guys not remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
It was I thought it was one of the more bizarre choices you could have had. Like Cooper Flagg playing point guard, you can chastise Jason Kidd all you want. He clearly unlocked something with Giannis in the way that Giannis operates, so I think he's kind of thinking the same thing with Cooper.
Yeah.
The Sochan point guard era was one of the more bizarre decisions. It never worked. It was so dumb. But I would say on this, like, legitimately, I would tell you, you don't need to care about Celtics Warriors. That game's gonna.
I'm not gonna watch that game. Yeah, that's 7:30 start anyways.
The Pistons won after the 24-1 start. The Thunder are 18-14.
Ooh. Now SGA's been out, right? They've had some guys missing games here and there.
SGA's only been on a few games. He hasn't been on that long.
Okay, I know he's hurt right now.
J-Dub's been in and out.
J-Dub's been in and out all season.
Hartenstein's been in and out.
Yep, some of the role guys are in and out. So they've dealt with injuries, but like from where we thought they were as a wagon that might win 75 games to the Pistons now have a better record. And I might be poo-pooing the Pistons too much because Cade's having a great year and Duran's an all-star. I can't wait for this one. I'm actually pretty geeked for it because I have a basketball practice tonight, so this is perfect for my schedule.
Yeah.
That atmosphere is going to be electric because the Knicks are coming with such high expectations and the Pistons are sitting there being the 1 seed, taking on all challengers. They have no back down in them. It's a lot of FU energy they operate with.
They seem like a runaway freight train to be the number 1 seed in the East, right? What's their lead? 5, 6 games?
5.5, 6 games.
Because Knicks are the 2 seed, right? Or the 3? Or they, right in that mix.
Them and Boston are right there, 2 and 3. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's a throwback to the 90s era, the 80s,
Totally,
the Pistons Knicks era. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great television.
Makes you feel something, right? I did enjoy. We had some just kind of scrolling through random texts throughout the course of the show today.
Yeah.
We opened the show talking about the bummer of no snow, as we were, there was the threat or the idea that maybe it would snow, and we ranked the best days for kids. Now, Christmas will always be number 1, but the other alternatives outside of Christmas were Field Day, last day of the year, or the snow day. You wake up, hey, the ground's covered in white. You don't have to go to school. Go have some fun, kiddos.
I think you ended up being right on this.
Well, another listener submitted the Now, this is not going to win, but also a very good day. But the substitute teacher day was pretty solid.
Yeah,
but especially if you knew the sub, because some of them would be regulars. Like I remember we had a sub when I was in middle school who was super into sports and didn't take anything seriously, and he'd just come in and we just talk sports for the entire day, and then that was it. Like he didn't care about accomplishing anything. It was like, dude, you're my guy. This is exactly what I want to do at
elementary school. Yeah, the sub was pretty cool because that usually meant that AV cart was rolling in.
See, for us, that was more middle school than it was elementary school.
Yeah,
elementary school, they tried to teach.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
We had one guy, he wasn't a sub from like elementary kindergarten till I think the end of my middle school. He slammed my buddy's head into like an actual concrete wall.
Did he deserve it?
I mean, the kid's head got cracked.
Did he deserve it? What was he doing? That wasn't unsolicited to slam a head into a wall. You don't just get to that point walking around the hallway randomly grabbing a head.
What? I said it in 4th grade when it happened. I'll say it now. No comment.
No comment. You know something you're not
He didn't lose his job, though.
That's wild.
That's pretty crazy. And I will say, somebody said field day.
Sneeze on a kid, now you're fired.
Field day was epic. Me and the boys wrecked people. Amen, dude.
Yeah.
Red Rover, send Sprague right over. There were arms that were going to get broken.
We're running through that wall, man.
We're not getting denied.
Poll questions were up today. Go vote on them at Dirt and Sprague on Twitter. One of them on Dana Altman in Oregon. Where do they go from here? The results currently on that one. 52% say time to move on. 47% say relax one down year. In which school day was more exciting for you as a kid? Random snow day, 71% of the answer.
There we go.
Right now, Ryan Clark was our guest today talking about that Dana Altman topic. That will do it for us, folks. Thanks for being a part of our Thursday. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 8,000 subscribers. Push us over the top. Love every single one of you. Thanks for listening, everybody. And thanks for being a part of our Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. The Firm of Harrison Morangus next. This one on 105.1 FM, The Fan.